It's Wednesday, February 11th.
This is a devastating and unimaginable tragedy. We can't imagine what the community is going through.
Shock and disbelief nationwide after Canada's deadliest school shooting in decades leaves 10 people killed and dozens more injured in British Columbia.
We're still investigating the nature of all those injuries and the weapons that may or may not have been involved.
The latest on the investigation as questions remain about the suspect who was also killed in the shooting.
And Prime Minister Mark Carney has canceled his imminent international travel as the federal government responds to the tragedy. Your Morning Ottawa starts right now.
Good morning. Really glad that you can start your day with us. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Willa Yellow.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
And a warning for our viewers, we begin our top story today with something that is quite disturbing. We are beginning with breaking news as a story has left the nation in a state of shock and horror. 10 people have been killed in a mass shooting at a northern BC secondary school in the town of Tumbler Ridge, shattering the small community of barely 2,400 people.
This is a devastating and unimaginable tragedy. We can't imagine what the community is going through, but I know it's causing us all to hug our kids a little bit tighter tonight.
The RCMP says it received a report of an active shooter at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School early Tuesday afternoon. When police entered the school, they found several victims, along with a suspected shooter who was found dead. In total, 7 people were killed at the school, plus the shooter, and 2 more victims were found dead inside a nearby home. Police say 25 other people are being assessed and triaged at the local medical center with non-life-threatening injuries.
We're still investigating the nature of all those injuries and the weapons that may or may not have been involved.
Female with brown hair.
Other students and staff at the school were able to evacuate safely. Residents of Tumbler Ridge were told to stay inside their homes after an emergency alert went out early in the afternoon, a lockdown that lasted for more than 4 hours. Condolences are pouring in from across the country, including from Prime Minister Mark Carney, who says that he is devastated, and Carney has canceled his international travel as the federal government responds to the tragedy.
A Carlington restaurant owner is sounding the alarm after multiple break-ins over the past week alone. The owner says she now fears for her safety and the safety of her staff with no one in custody after a spree of robberies. Security camera footage from earlier this month sent to CTV News Ottawa shows a criminal inside stealing the drawer from the cash register. The owner says this was the first of 5 break-ins. Others happened on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and again yesterday morning. The owner says police were called each time, but no arrests have been made, and now she can't sleep. We have agreed not to show her face as she is concerned for her safety.
I call the police every day, and then I don't even know should I call or not. Every time I give them evidence from the photo and from the videos. Yeah, but I'm still waiting. Yeah, it make me really worried, and I just can't focus on doing things. It's very hard for me.
Ottawa police were not available for an interview, but a spokesperson says the investigation into these incidents is ongoing and officers are following all available leads.
New data is shining a light on the number of federal government employees found guilty of misconduct or wrongdoing. According to the government, between April 2024 and March of 2025, there were more than 2,600 cases, resulting in 145 public servants being fired and another 783 suspended without pay. Others received written reprimands or other disciplinary measures. Some were sleeping on duty, while other violations are more serious, such as workplace violence and privacy breaches. The most terminations were reported by the Canada Revenue Agency.
An Eastern Ontario mayor is slamming the government's return to office policy for federal public servants. In a post on social media, North Grenville Mayor Nancy Peckford writes, "This policy once again reveals the clear bias for employing people living in the city instead of outer-lying communities like North Grenville." She adds it will have the effect of significantly narrowing the talent pool for federal public servants. Peckford says many public servants in her community will now face a daily commute of up to 3 hours. Unions are also pushing back on the policy change, but the government says it will promote collaboration.
Via Rail passengers continue to deal with canceled trips along the Ottawa, Montreal, Toronto corridor. Another 7 trains were canceled yesterday, along with dozens of others that were scheduled in the coming days. That brings the number of canceled trips to 35 this week. The Crown Corporation still hasn't said exactly what's causing the increase in cancellations, only that it's dealing with operational constraints. Affected passengers were rebooked or provided a refund.
The president of the Irish Society says he may have to scale back plans for the upcoming St. Patrick's Day parade in Ottawa if he doesn't get enough funding.
Well, it's the bicentennial of Ottawa. It is the bicentennial of the start of the real construction of the Riel Canal. It was done by the Irish. It was done by immigrants, all immigrants. And this is why it's so important this year of all that the parade come back.
Thomas O'Neill says the budget is still short of close to $20,000. Police security and city costs have increased since the last time the parade was held before the pandemic. Organizers are hoping for donations to fill the funding gap.
One of Ottawa's most popular picture-taking locations is changing color for Heart Month.
Yeah, you can see the glow of red in the Byward Market as the Ottawa sign is lit up in support of the Heart Institute's Light the Capital Red campaign.
All month long, you'll notice businesses, restaurants, and even construction equipment lit up in red to bring awareness to the Heart Institute's fundraising campaign and life-changing research.
What a great campaign, and it's so beautiful to drive through the city and just see random buildings and spots lit up red. And it is a reminder of the Heart Institute and the foundation and all they do for us. So it's wonderful.
Yeah, I don't think that they've done that particular move before, and it is like nice, as you see. It's been a few years now.
I know you were gone.
I was gone. Yeah. Let me rephrase. It's a new year for me to enjoy it.
There you
but
go.
isn't it beautiful to see just like the building red, and you're like, oh, and you think of it. So it's such a great cause.
I love it.
Powerful color too.
Absolutely.
I just love it. Although none of us are wearing red, we do support.
We do.
Yeah, there you go.
You're the closest one today.
Close, yes. I'm going to be wearing pink and red all week long for Valentine's Day.
But is there more white stuff on the way? We'll switch the color.
No, and you know what? We're actually in store for a very mild week ahead. So the next couple of days and then through next week, we'll see milder conditions. Currently sitting at -8 here in Ottawa. We're still seeing some lingering flurries. So the snow has ended. We'll just see some scattered flurries kind of off and on throughout the day ahead with the wind chill -13. So not a bad start to your morning. Temperatures not overly cold throughout the region. Feels like 0 in Trenton, -6 currently is how it feels in Kingston, -8 over in Brockville. So we will kind of continue to see these lingering flurries off and on this morning, which will continue into your afternoon, right through into your overnight. It'll clear up around midnight, not a lot of accumulation, under a centimeter, so we don't have to worry about digging out extra snow later on tonight. All that snow we did see yesterday has ended, though, for so far. We will see more snow as we head into the 7-day forecast, but not a lot of snow. Just a few days that we could see some scattered flurries, but other than that, we don't have a lot of snow on the way. A little bit of sunshine on the way as well in the 7-day forecast. Right now, for our daytime high today, -4. Very average for this time of the year. We should be sitting around -4.5, so just slightly above that daytime average into your afternoon. -4 in the valley, -2 in Bancroft. 1 is your high in Trenton as well as in Kingston for today. -4 in the valley. -5 is the daytime high in Kittigan and Zibi. So we will see very mild conditions. Check out this from your 7-day forecast. It will get mild, especially as we head into next week. -4 is the high for today. Tomorrow, fairly average. Still those lingering flurries today, dropping to -12 tonight. Sunshine on the way for Thursday. We will see a mixture of cloudy skies to end off the work week. In through your weekend, temperatures very mild. Perfect for Valentine's Day. -1 is the daytime high. Lots of sunshine. -2 on Sunday. And staying mild next week, sitting at 0 for Family Day, and we will be above the freezing mark as we head into Tuesday. On your roads this morning, here's a live look at your time saver traffic. Just keep in mind snow-covered roads on some areas. In some areas this morning, the highway is looking fairly decent. You can see it looks pretty smooth sailing east to west, and we are collision free. Now let's check out your TSN must-see moment.
Hello, Matt Scooby inside the TSN Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Tuesday, and for it, we go to Russia, where it was a Canadian dominating in the KHL. St. Catharines, Ontario native Taylor Beck was on a mission. 2 goals, 5 assists, setting a KHL record 7 points in one game. His team, Sibir, put up a 10 spot over Sochi. Now, 9 players had previously put up 6 points, including Ilya Kovalchuk and Alexander Radulov. But now the Canadian has the single-game record and is your must-see moment from Tuesday. And tonight on TSN, Tangerine Raptors basketball. Toronto taking on Detroit. Tip-off at 7:30 Eastern. That's all from the SportsCenter newsroom. Have a great day.
Well, coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa.
When it comes to life insurance, people don't think about their debt.
Why some people may be surprised by one company's report on the number of Canadians going without life insurance. Details shortly after the break. We're taking a peek outside through our Centennial Glass Skycam. A little bit of snowfall through the day yesterday, but we have brightness and warmth in our future right ahead of Romantic Day and Family Day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Here are the big stories we are following today on Your Morning Ottawa. Shock and disbelief nationwide after Canada's deadliest school shooting in decades leaves 10 people killed and dozens more injured in British Columbia. A Carlton restaurant owner is sounding the alarm after multiple break-ins over the past week alone. Impact your patience as Via Rail continues to cancel trips along the Ottawa, Montreal, Toronto corridor. Now a check on the forecast.
Well, temperatures are going to be warmer than we saw yesterday, and just a few flurries falling this morning. Yesterday's storm not getting as much snowfall as we anticipated, but still a little slippery out on the roads. But from this day moving forward, we are getting warmer with some sunshine on the way. Melissa will break it all down in the full forecast. I was speaking about the roads, and let's take a peek on your Wednesday morning commute. Some of the side streets still need to be plowed, so leave yourself a little bit of extra time this morning. Highways are looking clear, but again, we saw a little bit of mixed precipitation yesterday, so a little bit slippery on certain areas. So just leave yourself plenty of room in front of that car in front of you. With the cost of living continuing to increase, it can be difficult to pay your bills. And a new survey finds that many Canadians don't bother even having life insurance. CTV's Pat Foran explains why experts recommend having it in your financial picture.
I'll just try this way.
Pamela and Luigi Lacorda Vaughn are getting ready for a birthday party for their twins who are turning 1 year old. Even before they started a family, they decided to get life insurance as part of their financial plan.
Now that we have 2 kids, it makes me feel so much more relieved. It's part of our budget now. We don't even think twice about it.
A life insurance survey by Policy Me found 42% of Canadians don't have life insurance or are unsure if they do, and 65% said they are unlikely to get life insurance in the next 5 years. The LaCourts say for them, it was an important part of their fiscal strategy.
It's not much given the psychological benefit knowing that if you pass, your kids are set up, your mortgage can be paid off, and they won't have any burden.
When it comes to life insurance, people don't think about their debt.
Policy Me specializes in term policies and says life insurance is not as expensive as many people think. A 20-year term policy for $250,000 for a 35-year-old man who is healthy and a non-smoker is about $19 a month. For a 35-year-old woman, the same coverage is about $15 a month. Once locked in, rates won't go up, and you can cancel at any time.
The point of life insurance is really to make sure that if that future income were to, not be around because because you pass away, that there is still money there to support the people who are relying on you.
Life insurance is a critical part of asset protection.
Financial expert Evelyn Jack says families should have a will along with life insurance and says when policies are cashed in, they're tax-free.
It's a transaction you should do for yourself and your family to give you some peace of mind.
Finding extra money for another monthly expense can be difficult, but it may be worth it to know in the event of your death, your loved ones will be looked after. Pat Foran, CTV News.
I think it's one of those things where obviously the cost of living has gone up significantly over the years that sometimes maybe you don't think about something like that, but the expert said something that really caught my attention, which was, you know, having peace of mind, especially like, I'm not a parent. I don't know what that must be like, but I imagine maybe having that, you know, feeling of we're going to be okay, or our kids are going to be okay if something does happen, probably gives you a lot more peace.
And I know that's it's extra, but that money, you feel so responsible. You feel like, okay, I've kind of taken care of the future when you do take a little bit of your budget for a piece of life insurance. It does make you feel a little bit more secure. I mean, you know what? We're all not going to be here forever. And unfortunately, that is something that we have to look at. But that was a good report. Interesting. All right, we're going to move on here. Ontario Premier Doug Ford says he won't drop an LCBO ban on American alcohol after United States President Donald Trump cited it as one of his issues with Canada in a lengthy social media post. Let's check in with Bill Carroll from the Morning Rush on 580 CFRA to get his thoughts on all of this. Good morning to you, Bill.
Morning. Remember yesterday I said just in passing about this that I think the Ambassador Bridge and the owners might be involved in this because they've been suing Canada. They don't want the competition.
You said that. I remember. Well, yes, you did.
Yes, and now we're seeing a story that the owners of the Ambassador Bridge seem to have met with Donald Trump just before he went to the toilet and started sending out messages on social media railing about Canada, getting all the facts wrong about the business deal on the new Gordie Howe Bridge. So, yeah, this is what happened. Someone got in his ear, and he responds. So we're learning now, I think, even the Prime Minister, who's tended to kind of back down to him, they had a phone call, the Prime Minister and the President. It sounds like all we did was say, look, here's the current deal with the bridge. Doug Ford, our Premier, we know that Donald Trump mentioned booze on the shelves or not on the shelves here in Ontario. And the Premier didn't back down on this either and just stated the facts to Americans. I noticed on social media, a few Americans, MAGA people, are still saying, well, this is not true, or, yeah, they backed down. Now they're saying we own half of it, all of the usual kind of things. But for the most part, I think we're getting the facts out. And I think this story about the bridge is just going to quietly go away. So I'm really happy both of our leaders stood up and said, yeah, we're not going to respond to this. We're not going to give anything back at the moment. Let's keep the booze off the shelves as a negotiating card for later when the negotiations get serious for a new North American free trade deal. So I think finally Canada is learning to just take a deep breath, state the facts, and wait it out.
There you go, Bill. Along with the elbows up theme, I think we have to be strong and steady as well. That can't hurt.
Well, I know Gordie Howe would say elbows up for sure.
Thank you so much, Bill.
Have a good day, guys.
Remember, you can listen to The Morning Rush with Bill Carroll on News Talk 580 CFRA weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. Coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, we are discussing Valentine's Day and friendship. How do you celebrate your friends this time of year or any time of year? Let us know and we will share your comments coming up. Here's a live look from our Skycam on George Street. Most of that snowfall associated with that low pressure system, it looks like it has fallen, and we're in for warming temperatures as we move in through the week. We'll be right back after this short break. Today on Your Morning Ottawa, we are asking for your comments on celebrating friends. Now, Christian Dare, he's going to join us later this morning to talk about why Valentine's Day is a great time to celebrate your friendships. You know, Palentine Day, right? So we want to know, how do you celebrate your friendship? Let us know your thoughts. Email us at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. Melissa's back. Over to you.
Oh, putting me on the spot this morning. You know, I was just saying, I haven't celebrated my friends in quite some time. We used to do a Galentine's Day back in the day, many, many years ago, and I haven't been able to celebrate my friends as much lately. So it's a good reminder for me, and I'm looking forward to what Christian Dare has to offer, because I think it'll give me some inspiration for what I need to do, because it is important to celebrate your friends. And, you know, lately I was saying Valentine's for me is now more about my children and how I celebrate with my kids, as opposed to even my husband, sadly enough. He may get a card, and my kids will get, like, you know, little gifts for Valentine's Day. So it's a good reminder that I have to spoil my friends as well.
Well, you only have so much time, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, all these things you want to be doing with your kids, let alone celebrating
Yeah.
like your friends and doing that. It's just it's
Yeah.
a matter of there's like so many hours in the day for you.
Exactly.
So important. For me, we were talking yesterday on the show. What do? You know, it's kind of like it's analog that not a lot of people do anymore. And so me, how I celebrate friends, this is another analog thing. Get ready, wait for it. Talk on the phone.
Yes.
Can you imagine that? You know, because I get
love
into
that.
texting with the emojis, and it's like, no, pick up the phone. Just, how you doing? So I do that every now and then with some
love
really good
that.
friends. What about you, Will?
I'll piggyback on that, especially being away for almost 8 years or whatnot. A couple of my best friends I would talk to every couple of days, and it's night and day having that phone call, and it could be every couple of days, or it could be a full year. A year and a half go by, but then you call and it's like you talked to them yesterday.
Yeah.
So the phone calls, I'm with you. I think that's the best way to catch up, keep those relationships going. And life gets busy.
Absolutely.
Right?
It does.
But when you can pick up that phone and even just have a few minutes to catch up, it's like, talk to those friends like it was the day before.
We are good. All right, we're going to be hearing from you later on in the show. We're asking, how do you celebrate your friends? Send us your comments at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca.
And coming up in that 7 o'clock hour on Your Morning Ottawa, we are checking in with the pro, Christian Dare. He's going to tell us how to properly celebrate Valentine's Day. All about centering your friendships this time of year. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Saving lives is what they do. February is Heart Month, and together we can support the University of Ottawa Heart Institute in providing world-class cardiac care. For almost 50 years, our community has played a critical role in advancing the Institute's life-saving work. Your donation will support groundbreaking research, innovative patient care, education, and prevention. To learn more, visit FebruaryIsHeartMonth.ca.
Proudly sponsored by CTV.
Good morning. It is 6:30 on the nose. Welcome. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Willa Yellow.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
And we're going to get right to our news headlines. And a warning for our viewers, our first story might be disturbing. We begin with breaking news this morning. 10 people have been killed in a mass shooting at a northern BC secondary school in the small town of Tumbler Ridge, shattering the small community of barely 2,400 people.
Right now, information is very limited as police do their work, and the RCMP has asked for patience as they work through methodically to ensure that they are supporting families and getting to the bottom of what happened.
RCMP say that they received a report of an active shooter at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School early Tuesday afternoon. When police entered the school, they found several victims along with the suspected shooter who was dead. In total, 7 people were killed in the violence at the school, plus the shooter. 2 more victims were found dead inside a home. Police say approximately 25 other people are being assessed and triaged at the local medical center with non-life-threatening injuries.
We're still investigating the nature of all those injuries and the weapons that may or may not have been involved.
Other students and staff at the school were able to evacuate safely. Residents of Tumbler Ridge were told to stay inside their homes after an emergency alert went out early in the afternoon, a lockdown that lasted for more than 4 hours. Condolences are pouring in from across the country, including from Prime Minister Mark Carney, who says that he's devastated. Carney has canceled his international travel as the federal government responds to the tragedy.
A Carlington restaurant owner is sounding the alarm after multiple break-ins over the past week alone. The owner says she now fears for her safety and the safety of her staff, with no one in custody after a spree of robberies. Security camera footage from earlier this month sent to CTV News Ottawa shows a criminal inside stealing the drawer from the cash register. The owner says this was the first of 5 break-ins. Others happened on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and again yesterday morning. The owner says police were called each time, but no arrests have been made, and now she can't sleep. We have agreed not to show her face as she is concerned for her safety.
I call the police every day, and then I don't even know should I call or not. Every time I give them evidence from the photo and from the videos. Yeah, but I'm still waiting. Yeah, it make me really worried, and I just can't focus on doing things, it's very hard for me.
Ottawa police were not available for an interview, but a spokesperson says the investigation into these incidents is ongoing and officers are following all available leads.
Ontario Premier Doug Ford is doubling down on keeping American liquor off the shelves following recent comments from President Trump.
I encourage people not to back off on it. This is key, that we even double down if we have to. We're the largest purchaser of alcohol in the entire world.
The comments come after Trump criticized the Ontario government's ban of American liquor. The ban has been ongoing since last year in response to U.S. tariffs on Canadian goods. Ford says he is not backing off and that he wants Trump to remove his tariffs. New data is shining a light on the number of federal government employees found guilty of misconduct or wrongdoing. According to the government, between April 2024 and March 2025, there were more than 2,600 cases resulting in 145 public servants being fired and another 783 suspended without pay. Others received written reprimands or other disciplinary measures. Some were sleeping on duty, while other violations are more serious, such as workplace violence and privacy breaches. The most terminations were reported by the Canada Revenue Agency.
An Eastern Ontario mayor is slamming the government's return to office policy for federal public servants. In a post on social media, North Grenville Mayor Nancy Peckford writes, "This policy once again reveals the clear bias for employing people living in the city instead of outerlying communities like North Grenville." She adds, it will have the effect of significantly narrowing the talent pool for federal public servants. Peckford says many public servants in her community will now face a daily commute of up to 3 hours. Unions are also pushing back on the policy change, but the government says it will promote collaboration.
Guests to the popular Nordique Spa Village in Chelsea, Quebec will have to disconnect from their phones during the visit. The spa north of Ottawa is now a phone-free space, with cell phones prohibited in the saunas, baths, floating pool, rest areas, and massage and treatment waiting rooms. Cell phone use will be restricted to the lobby, the boutique, the locker room, and the restaurant.
Well, you might recognize this superstar behind the piano.
Look a little closer. That is our very own Will Aiello serenading the crowd during the Wine for Wishes fundraiser. He was their MC. The event at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Ottawa. Oh my gosh, Will, that's you.
Yeah, you know what? It was a great night for the Make-A-Wish Canada Foundation, and I got to have my ultimate stardom moment on the Hard Rock stage.
Wow.
Christine Crump allowed me to come up there, play a little. I chose Titanic, greatest love story of all time. Serenaded the crowd a little bit, and what a special moment. It was really fun.
I love that. What was the reaction like?
It was good. I went up there and I played a little bit, and then I cheered after. I went, "Oh, thank you." You know, felt like a star. Went off stage, but it was. I'm very grateful to have had that because piano player at heart.
Did you give yourself a yeah?
At the end of the song, I did a little yeah on the piano that only some of us would really understand.
That's amazing.
But yeah, it was a good moment.
When you walked up to the piano, I just want to know, were you like, oh my gosh, were you a little nervous or were you just totally dialed in?
So you know what's so funny is I was a little nervous like yesterday morning, and I hadn't played in a while. And then as soon as I got up there, I started talking a little bit, like playing, like warming up, like talking to the crowd, and then I sunk right in. So I even surprised myself, and kind of just got right into it, right back to the old Danny Zuko days, you know?
Oh, I love that.
But there was no singing. It was just piano because I didn't need to do that to the room.
Oh, okay, no singing with piano, but shows your skills, man. That's amazing.
Oh, thank you.
All the talent.
Fantastic.
I love
guys. Okay, keep going.
A few scattered flurries this morning, but we will see really mild conditions into your day ahead. And this week and over the next 7 days, we do have very mild conditions. Temperatures above the freezing mark as we head into next week. Currently, we are sitting at -8 here in the city with the wind chill. Does feel closer to -13 this morning, so not overly cold if you're just waking up and heading outside. It feels like -6 in Kingston, -8 in Brockville. Feels already like around 0 in Trenton. So some milder temps throughout the day ahead. Even this morning, it is fairly mild out there. Some light scattered flurries right now. We will continue to see that in through your afternoon today. So some light flurries on the way, not a lot of accumulation. So we did get about 7.4 centimeters yesterday. We won't really add too much to that total, maybe just under a centimeter or so. So some light scattered flurries today. It will clear up just before midnight tonight, and we will see clear skies overnight and in through your early morning hours tomorrow, which means sunshine on the way as we head into Thursday. A little bit cloudier in through your Friday. Daytime high today of -4 for us here in the city. Same with in Petawawa. Gatineau, -5 is your high in Mont-Tremblant. We'll feel closer to -8, -9 with that wind chill into the afternoon. Overnight dropping to -12. Now that sunshine will be out tomorrow. Temperature still hovering around -4. This is fairly average for this time of the year. We'll be a little bit above that as we head into the next few days. -2 for Friday, -1 on Saturday. Lots of sunshine for Valentine's Day. A beautiful weekend ahead. It will stay mild as we head into Family Day. A high of 0 next week. 2 is the daytime high on Tuesday.
Weather brought to you by Manotick Place Retirement Community, a community you can call home.
We do have a multi-vehicle collision right now on the eastbound 417. It is blocking the Vanier Parkway on-ramp. Emergency crews are on scene, but try and avoid that area if you can. It is just at the top of your camera. You can see it on the left-hand side. So this is at the Vanier Parkway. Try and avoid that area if you can, as it is a multi-vehicle collision. And just a reminder, all that snow yesterday, roads are still a little bit slippery as you head out to work this hour.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. 1-800-JUSTICE.
Coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa.
At that time, there were no black bus drivers. They were all white.
Celebrating local black history with OC Transpo's first black bus driver. Here's a live look through our sky cam. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. We'll be right back. Good morning, Ottawa.
Welcome back, everybody. Here are the big stories that we're following today on Your Morning Ottawa. Shock and disbelief nationwide after Canada's deadliest school shooting in decades leaves 10 people killed and dozens more injured in British Columbia. A Carlington restaurant owner is sounding the alarm after multiple break-ins over the past week alone. And pack your patience as Via Rail continues to cancel trips along the Ottawa, Montreal, Toronto corridor. Let's take a look at, Melissa, what the next couple of days look like in the forecast.
A fairly mild day for us here in the nation's capital. -4 is the daytime high. For today, we're going to see those scattered flurries this morning into your afternoon. Tomorrow, nice and sunny and temperature still hovering around -4 into the afternoon. -2 on Friday, cloudy skies. On your drive-in this morning, here's a live look at your time saver traffic. And again, there is a collision. This is the 417 eastbound at the Vanier Parkway on-ramp. There is a multi-vehicle collision, so keep that in mind before you head out. You can see traffic just kind of trickling by, so give yourself some extra time on the drive-in this hour.
84-year-old Winston Bumberbatch began working as a bus driver in the 60s, becoming Ottawa's first black public transit driver. As CTV's Peter Sperling tells us, he's being celebrated this Black History Month for paving the way for others.
This is the young Winston.
Winston Cumberbatch is part of Ottawa's history, paving the way for others.
And I never thought of that, you know. I just did my job.
Hired as a bus operator in 1968, he's being recognized as being the first black employee of the Ottawa Transportation Commission, now OC Transpo.
At that time, there were no black bus drivers. They were all white.
Born in Barbados, he moved to Ottawa from London, England at age 25. One evening, riding a bus in his new city,
I said to myself, you know, I would love to do that.
He applied and months later was told,
we have checked you out, and I believe you're the one that should start, our first black employee. And the rest is history.
Cumberbatch says transportation management was supportive.
I felt very comfortable, really. Yeah, there were some negative situations, but, you know, it never bothered me that much, really, because I know who I am and the way I was brought up by my parents, and I had that confidence that I would be an asset.
Bus driver for the first 10 years, then supervisor for the next 20, retiring in 1998. He still remembers his first day behind the wheel.
This lady said to me, you know, I'm happy that OTC employed a black employee because the city must reflect all people.
Mayor Sutcliffe honoring Cumberbatch at a City Hall ceremony recently.
Very touching ceremony, an opportunity for me to honor him and his family as a leader in our community and as the first black employee of OC Transpo during Black History Month.
At 84, Cumberbatch remembers his time with OC Transpo fondly.
I enjoy that, yeah, meeting people and as a young man, you know, to drive this big bus. And, you know, it was a great responsibility.
Peter Sperling, CTV News.
On today's show, we asked, how do you celebrate your friends? Here's what some of you had to say.
Brandy says, my close friends and I try to gather together at least once a month all year round to catch up and have a great meal together.
Love that. That's fantastic, Brandy. Cheryl says, friends are the most important people in our lives, besides family, of course. And now that my kids are adults, it is my time to reconnect with dear friends. Bringing up the boys, life was busy and friends were put on the back burner. I have a handful of dear friends over 50 years, truly blessed.
That's wonderful.
Incredible. And I love that you were able to like still maintain a friendship over all those years, even though, you know, it's not always as easy as Cheryl mentioned when you have young kids, but that's fantastic.
All right, let's keep the conversation going. We are asking, how do you celebrate your friends this Valentine's season? How do you celebrate your pals? Send us your comments at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca.
And coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, a legendary actress has signed on to play a legendary Canadian musician. We'll tell you all those details coming up in an epic Joni Mitchell biopic. That story coming up shortly. Let's take a peek outside through our sky cam. Still a little snowfall on the ground, but Melissa promising us some sunshine and some warmth in the future. And we need it at this point. Stay with us. We will all be right back.
It is time now for your morning fix, and after pop star Tate McRae reaffirmed her love for Canada, others are doing the same with their favorite niche Canadian things. So Tate McRae posted this photo of herself with the caption, "Y'all know I'm Canada down," after she took some heat from Canadian fans for appearing in an American Olympic ad for NBC, while others are also using the phrase with their favorite Canadian things. So this photo is Sidney Crosby with his gold medal after his 2010 Olympic gold medal. Y'all know I'm Canada down. Or this one of the iconic character Manny from Degrassi, The Next Generation. How about this classic Canadian house hippo from the Concerned Children's Advertiser PSA from back in the day. And of course, can't forget a bag of milk. No, we don't do cartons here, we do bags of milk.
Oh my
Next up, we have Joanne and Hal from Body Break.
Come on.
Right?
So down. So down.
Absolutely amazing. And of course, we had to get Terry Fox in there as well.
Yeah.
And a meal from Tim Hortons.
So proud of that.
Absolutely. And finally, these classic Canadian notebooks. Any millennial would definitely recognize from their childhood.
Yes.
So it kind of got me thinking, what are some other Canada Down things? I think ketchup chips are unique to Canada. All dressed chips are unique to Canada.
Totally.
Maple syrup, right? Like our maple syrup is like really good, pure Canadian maple syrup. It's not the artificial stuff you usually find in the U.S.
Right.
Yeah. Do you have any like good Canada Down? Like, what would you post?
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably like put hockey and lacrosse in there too with like hockey stuff, but you kind of said them all right there. But Sidney Crosby, the gold medal, the game-winning goal, like that says it all for me.
That's so good.
Double-double. Like,
double. What about just being out in the snow? We don't care. It's like, okay, it's winter. It's fun, you know? And tobogganing.
Yes.
I feel like that is so, that's so
Absolutely.
us,
Yeah.
right? Going outside, tobogganing, and then coming in, your hands are frozen, but you just had such a fantastic time.
Exactly.
I think that that's so true. Oh my gosh, there's so many things.
So many things.
Yeah.
I think our Canadian beer, because it's a little bit stronger.
It's definitely
Right?
stronger.
Yeah.
Way better.
Yeah.
Way better. Absolutely. Love those craft breweries. We can go on and on.
Oh
And
my
I
goodness,
love our
yeah.
flag. I love the maple leaf. I love that you can see it from so far and you go, you're Canadian. I see you, right? I love it. So
many
lots
great
of things.
Absolutely. Well, a legendary actress will be playing the role of legendary Canadian songwriter Joni Mitchell. Meryl Streep is set to play the Canadian icon in an upcoming biopic directed by Cameron Crowe. That's according to record executive Clive Davis, who confirmed the casting rumors. Cameron Crowe is best known for directing the music drama Almost Famous. He's been attached to the project for many, many years and says the film will be based on Mitchell's account of her own life. No word yet on when the movie will go into production.
Well, there you go. That's
Great casting.
Yeah, when you say we're down for Canada, there you
Yeah.
go. Joni Mitchell.
Right? Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
That is wonderful. Meryl Streep playing Joni Mitchell.
And I love that, you know, you talk about like the director and how they're putting together. Like this is years already. They haven't even started shooting yet. But like the way that they want to go about producing it, like there's probably been so many thoughts. So they're taking their time to make sure it's right.
I love that.
Wonderful stuff.
Well, scientists have recreated the face of a man who was decapitated 400 years ago, apparently to stop him from turning into a vampire.
This individual was disfigured and also probably very scary in this appearance. So our assumption was that after the death, people didn't want to risk and they decided to stop the vampire.
So this is the face of the so-called vampire. Experts believe his body was exhumed and beheaded by people who believed he may rise from the dead. His body was discovered in a church graveyard at a former fortress in Croatia. In traditions of the time, it was believed a person's soul remained attached to the body for 40 days after death.
How macabre.
Yeah.
I have questions.
Right?
I have many questions.
Incredible that they can also recreate his face 400 years ago.
Oh, and there it is right there.
There you go. I feel like this story needs to be placed firmly on October 31st.
Right? Yes.
Ooh,
Yes.
Spooky
I like it.
stuff. Okay, coming up in the next hour, the Ottawa Titans are preparing for an exciting season ahead. General Manager Martin Boyce stops by to tell us about what they have planned for 2026. What you need to know about gastroviruses that can impact children and adults alike. We are paging Dr. Paul to learn more. Valentine's Day is around the corner, and we show you that it doesn't only have to be romantic. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. It's Wednesday, 6:56, and we will be right back. It's Wednesday, February 11th.
This is a devastating and unimaginable tragedy. We can't imagine what the community is going through.
A mass shooting happening yesterday in BC. Several people are dead.
And a string of break-ins at a local business has one owner concerned about the potential of daytime robberies ahead.
I encourage people not to back off on it. This is key that we even double down if we have to. We're the largest purchaser of alcohol in the entire world.
And Ford responds to Donald Trump wanting American booze back on LCBO shelves.
Good morning, 7 o'clock on the nose. Hope your morning is going well. Thanks so much for starting your day with us. I'm Rosie Edden.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
And we are going to begin with breaking news this morning, and a reminder for our viewers that it might be troubling for you. This situation has left a nation in a state of shock In horror, 10 people have been killed in a mass shooting at a northern BC secondary school in the town of Tumbler Ridge, shattering the small community of barely 2,400 people.
This is a devastating and unimaginable tragedy. We can't imagine what the community is going through, but I know it's causing us all to hug our kids a little bit tighter tonight.
The RCMP says it received a report of an active shooter at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School early Tuesday afternoon. When police entered the school, they found several victims, along with the suspected shooter who was found dead. In total, 7 people were killed at the school, plus the shooter, and 2 more victims were found dead inside a home nearby. Police say 25 other people are being assessed and triaged at the local medical center with non-life-threatening injuries.
We're still investigating the nature of all those injuries and the weapons that may or may not have been involved.
With brown hair.
Other students and staff at the school were able to evacuate safely. Residents of Tumbler Ridge were told to stay inside their homes after an emergency alert went out early in the afternoon, a lockdown that lasted for more than 4 hours. Condolences are pouring in from across the country, including from Prime Minister Mark Carney, who says that he's devastated. Carney has canceled his international travel as the federal government responds to the tragedy.
A Carlington restaurant owner is sounding the alarm after multiple break-ins over the past week alone. The owner says she now fears for her safety and the safety of her staff with no one in custody after a spree of robberies. Security camera footage from earlier this month sent to CTV News Ottawa shows a criminal inside stealing the drawer from the cash register. The owner says this was the first of 5 break-ins. Others happened on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and again yesterday morning. The owner says police were called each time, but no arrests have been made, and now she can't sleep. We have agreed not to show her face as she is concerned for her safety.
I call the police every day, and then I don't even know should I call or not. Every time I give them evidence from the photo and from the videos. Yeah, but I'm still waiting. Yeah, it makes me really worried, and I just can't focus on doing things. It's very hard for me.
Ottawa police were not available for an interview, but a spokesperson says the investigation into these incidents is ongoing and officers are following all available leads.
New data is shining a light on the number of federal government employees found guilty of misconduct or wrongdoing. According to the government, between April 2024 and March 2025, there were more than 2,600 cases, resulting in 145 public servants being fired and another 783 suspended without pay. Others received written reprimands or other disciplinary measures. Some were sleeping on duty, while other violations are more serious, such as workplace violence and privacy breaches. The most terminations were reported by the Canada Revenue Agency.
An Eastern Ontario mayor is slamming the government's return to office policy for federal public servants. In a post on social media, North Grenville Mayor Nancy Peckford writes, "This policy once again reveals the clear bias for employing people living in the city instead of outerlying communities like the North Grenville." She adds it will have the effect of significantly narrowing the talent pool for federal public servants. Peckford says many public servants in her community will now face a daily commute of up to 3 hours. Unions are also pushing back on the policy change, but the government says it will promote collaboration. While it was a rough day at the Winter Olympics after the women's hockey loss to the U.S. 5-0, there is so much coming up this morning. And as you can see there, we've got freestyle skiing, women's moguls, men's double, we've got the first run, and in speed skating, men's 1,000 meter. And I believe that we're looking at the medal count there. Come on, Canada, we got 3 medals. And remember, the Olympic Games have just begun. We got a silver and 2 bronze. We have to cheer on Canada. We're doing great. We're doing great, absolutely.
And in case you missed this from Super Bowl halftime show, the grass came in on 2 feet.
And this is what we all wanted to see after watching go out on the field. People are sharing some behind-the-scenes footage of them dressed up as the sugarcane bush during Bad Bunny's performance. Bad Bunny hand-selected the grass for the costumes because of how much it means to him in Puerto Rico. So how did people get the chance to become grass? An application was available to sign up for people in the area.
One of the requirements listed was height. You had to be between 5'7" and 6'1". Hundreds of people participated in a handful of rehearsals before the big day. Behind the scenes.
I wouldn't have made the cut.
Just underneath the mark.
Coming in at 5'3".
With heels?
Yeah.
With heels? Oh, no, there'll be some serious heels.
Maybe 5'5", and like I don't know if I would be allowed with heels.
Yes, on the
grass.
turf.
On the grass,
so
well,
right.
you are grass.
Yeah.
You're just like kind of getting trampled over there, because it was a hilarious scene to watch
was
the
funny.
walking out.
Absolutely. My husband wouldn't be allowed either.
That's right. He's too tall.
He's on the other end.
He's on the other end.
He would just, it would be like the grass, and then just like a little bump and back over.
Yeah. It makes sense though that they wanted it all kind of even. Right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah. I guess you guys would be allowed to go on.
We get in.
Yes.
We're good.
We get in. Dancing grass.
We also have your weather picture of the day today, and this was sent to us from Kathy. It's a winter walk downtown. Look at that beautiful
That's
picture.
nice.
Thank you, Kathy.
Weather picture brought to you by Box Me Up. Moving, staging, renovating, just box me up.
And of course, we would love to see your weather pictures as well. You can be featured right here on the show. The best way to reach us is weathershots@ctv.ca. Again, that email address is weathershots@ctv.ca. Fairly average conditions for today in terms of temperatures. We'll have around -4. Normals around -4.5 degrees. Of course, the sun will be up in about 2 minutes time at 7:09 and set 5:23 p.m. later on this evening. So we will see lots of long daylight, a nice daylight. A long day of daylight is what I'm trying to say here this morning. We are sitting at -8 so far, so good. Not a really cold start to your morning. We've been much colder over the last few weeks, so a bit of a break from those cold conditions. Sitting at -1 in Trenton, Kingston. Currently feels closer to -7, -6 in Kingston, as well as in Trenton. Feels closer to -14 this hour here in Ottawa. We are still seeing some scattered flurries, and we will see that kind of off and on throughout the day ahead. So some light flurries this morning in through your afternoon. It'll begin to clear up around midnight tonight. That's when we will see clearer conditions in through your overnight, and early tomorrow morning we will get to see some sunshine as we head into Thursday. Then a little bit cloudier to end off the work week, but don't worry, more sunshine on the way as we head in through the weekend. Valentine's Day is looking very, very beautiful. -4 is our daytime high for today, and yes, we will continue to see those flurries. Not a lot of sunshine for us on this Wednesday. It will be a bit of a cloudier day, but that's okay. Milder temperatures, and the mild weather will stick around and through next week. -4 is our high for today, same within the valley. -2 in Bancroft, 1 for Trenton, as well as down in Kingston today. -4 for Gatineau, -5 is the high in Kitigan Zippy. So over the next couple of days, we will continue to see these milder conditions. -4 for tomorrow, nice and sunny as we head in through the weekend. -1 for Saturday, lots of sunshine for Valentine's Day, a beautiful day to get outside, and of course, maybe enjoy the last weekend of Winterlude as we head into Sunday and Family Day on Monday, a high of 0. Then next week, temperatures above the freezing mark with a high of 2. I haven't been able to say that in quite some time.
7-day weather forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating over 80 years in family business.
We have a collision causing delays on Highway 15 near Franktown. We also have a collision eastbound on Carling at Richmond Road causing delays. Eastbound on the 417, slowdowns at the 416 split in through Maitland, and westbound on the 174 seeing buildup at 10th Line Road and through Montreal Road. So slippery driving conditions today. Make sure you pack your patience and give yourself some extra time on the roads.
Coming up, imagine a network of Indigenous superhero operatives who battle colonialism, threats to the environment, and reclaim stolen Indigenous artifacts around the world. Well, writer and artist Jay Ojic tells us about his graphic novel. He's standing by in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. He's coming up after the break. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. A cloudy start to your day. We'll be right back after this. Good morning, Ottawa.
Welcome back, everybody. Here are some of the big stories that we're following today on Your Morning Ottawa. Shock and disbelief nationwide after Canada's deadliest school shooting in decades leaves 10 people killed and dozens more injured in British Columbia. A Carlington restaurant owner is sounding the alarm after multiple break-ins over the past week alone. And pack your patience as Via Rail continues to cancel trips along the Ottawa, Montreal, Toronto corridor. Melissa, I think many people will be happy that it's a milder day today.
We will see milder conditions today and over the next 7 days. We even have some temperatures above the freezing mark in the 7-day forecast. Today's daytime high is -4. We will see a few flurries this morning right through into your afternoon. Skies will clear up around midnight. On your drive-in this morning, we have had a handful of collisions, so do give yourself extra time on the roads this morning as we have had quite a few collisions right now. You can see it is very, very heavy out there on your roads this morning. This is a live look at the 417 just at Saint Laurent. So we did have an earlier morning collision and continue to see a couple of collisions. There's one in Franktown, so keep that in mind, and we will be a little bit slippery on your roads this morning, so just give yourself some extra time.
Anishinaabe Algonquin comic book creator Jay Ojic has a new graphic novel out that's making a lot of noise. It's from Scholastic and it's called Kaboom! And I've got Jay here with me today, and I'm just really excited because the energy coming from this comic book, just with the title alone, I cannot wait to get into it with you. Jay, good morning to you.
Quay, good morning. Thanks for having me here. It's a lovely morning despite the snow, but we're making the best of it, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Can we talk about the inspiration behind this graphic novel, Kaboom?
Kaboom, blast off. The inspiration was really to give kids the chance to see someone like them as a superhero, maybe potentially for the first time. And I think there's still a lot of ways to go, but it's the first of what's going to be a 3-book series.
Come on.
Yeah, maybe we'll get around to, if you don't see yourself in this one, maybe in one of the sequels.
Okay, so the storyline, Kaboom, sure. Tell us about it.
Kaboom is about this kid, Zach Kamanda, who is Anishinaabe like me, and finds out he thinks his parents are refrigerator salespeople. Because I tried to think, no offense to the refrigerator salespeople of the world, it's a respectable position.
For sure.
But I tried to think, if I was a kid, what would be the most boring job in the world? Okay. And I figure it's probably something like that. But in reality, they're actually indigenous operatives in this global network of indigenous superheroes who battle colonialism and threats to the environment and reclaim stolen indigenous artifacts. So he ends up having to step up and save the day when his parents are kidnapped by a supervillain.
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Kaboom is, it's pretty thick here. It's got a lot of adventure in here. Loving the illustration. Can you tell us about that, too?
Sure. The illustrator is indigenous as well. Their name is Casey Oster, an artist from Rainy River First Nation. So we have an all-indigenous creative team on the book, which I'm super proud of. And above all else, Kaboom is just a fun, good time. It's entertaining, and I think it's for everyone.
You created the first ever Indigenous TV series. Can you tell us about that?
I did. It was called Kagagi, the Raven. And it aired in Canada, the United States, and Australia. And I was doing an interview, and the interviewer was asking me, how do you feel reflecting on the 10-year anniversary of the show? And I went, it's 10 years old? Oh I'm getting old. So that was a shock to the system. But apparently it's about 11 years old. And just really blessed to be able to do the things that I do and have the job I have. Is amazing.
I believe you were the first Indigenous showrunner of a TV comic book hero.
That too, I wasn't really aware of. I received an award from this organization called Indigenous Pop Expo. It's like Indigenous Comic-Con in the States. And when I went to receive my award, the head of this organization introduced me and he said, the first Indigenous showrunner of a superhero show. And I was like, hey, you're right. Like, I didn't really think of it that way, but I guess I am, right?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of the time we just you can't think of the scope of everything, and you just try to make a good, fun, funny, action-packed book, and you don't really think of the impact it's going to have, because it can be overwhelming, right? So just try to focus on, like, a morning like today, you got to shovel out your porch and driveway.
Right.
So maybe you pick up Kaboom, flip through it, get a little shot of adrenaline to get out there and power through your day.
Okay, so Kaboom, as I understand it, speaking about reach here, it's, of course, available here in Canada, but beyond other countries.
Pretty wild. So we launched the book on February 3rd through Scholastic Canada, and It launched in Canada in English and French same day.
Yes.
And it's also going to be available in Denmark, Israel, and India. So that's something that, to me, as a kid on the res who grew up reading comics, I never would have thought that was possible.
When you were writing this, you're not thinking about the big picture. What are you thinking about? What did you want to infuse in here so that kids and people reading it would take away?
I wanted people to be able to come into it without knowing a lot about Indigenous culture and people and just have a good, fun time. I had to connect with my inner kid again and try to find that energy that just runs on pure imagination and like try to remember what was it like to be running around the res all jacked up on Mountain Dew and get back to that feeling, right? So, you know, that's always a good thing to be able to do, to reconnect with that kid again and bring that out.
Yeah.
And you can do it for a while, and then my back and knees start reminding me you're not that guy anymore.
Well, let me
but
just
for a
tell
short
you,
period, it works.
Let me just tell you right now, standing beside you, Jay Ojic, I am feeling that energy. Can I get a little bit of that? Because you've got the energy, and the evidence is right here in your latest graphic comic book novel, Kaboom! Blast Off by Scholastic. Congratulations to you, Jay, and we're looking forward to the rest because it's a series. This is number 1.
Number 1, there's going to be 2 more. 1 next year, 1 the year after. That's the plan. Number 2 is already written. I think it's better than the first. So come along with me on this ride. We'll have some fun. We'll make some noise.
Jay, you are awesome.
Thank you so much. Kaboom!
Will, over to you.
All right. We've got some milder temperatures on the way, and thank goodness, opening day just around the corner, and all signs point to a historic night at the Ottawa Stadium on Friday, May 8th. The Ottawa Titans, they're preparing for what they hope to be a record-setting home opener, both on and off the field. From expected sellout crowds and a massive giveaway for fans, the season is launching with momentum. We got the GM Martin Boyce joining us this morning to give us the full debrief. Oh yeah, with a little flex, with a little swag going on. Good morning to you, my friend.
Hello, how's it going?
It's going good. All right, first question I have to ask you is, why do you believe this opening night will be a boom hit out of the park to start the opening season?
Well, all the signs are pointing to a very exciting 5th season for us. Obviously, everyone knows that baseball's kind of been the talk of the sports world since the Blue Jays, and we've really been pushing for a big 5th season, and this year for our home opener, we're planning to break the league attendance record, which has stood for 29 years, and in the process, sell out Ottawa Stadium for the first time since the Ottawa Lynx in 2002.
Well, hey, you know what? 29, it's not a great number. We want to go year 30 to have a record-setting number. That just sounds better, doesn't it?
Yeah, sure, but we'll do it in 29. Why not, right?
All right, we're going to be doing a big giveaway for people that are going to come. This is going to intrigue you to come down. What do you got for us?
Absolutely. So last year, we had our famous 3,500 first fans get a free jersey, and this year, in our full swing mentality, we're thinking, why not go bigger and better? So we're doing jerseys again for the first 5,000 fans this year. Brand new jersey, same great quality, and same exciting giveaway.
Oh, I love this. So all those people get this one-of-a-kind jersey to make sure that we're nice and swagged out through the entire spring and summer months.
Well, that's the thing is, a jersey makes you feel like you're part of the team, and that's the big thing that we want to convey is, you know, the community has supported us so much over our first, 4 seasons. It's important that we give back, and this is just one of the many ways we do.
I love that. And you know what? It's so exciting, and when we get these a little bit milder days coming in the future, we can start thinking about baseball and being outside right here in our community. Tell me a little bit about the foundation this year as well, because you had a great success last year.
Yeah, absolutely. So our Field of Dreams Foundation, which supports children's charities in the National Capital Region, has been going on for a handful of years now, and every year we've been raising more and more money through various methods, 50-50 at every single game, jersey auctions, team sign memorabilia, all those sort of things for such a great cause, right? So this past year we raised more than $50,000, and that has now been distributed to 20 charities that were selected. And the big thing about this season is, with a record attendance expected for the home opener, it's going to, as a result, yield the record fundraising for the foundation as well. So the more people in attendance, the more 50-50 money, the more money we'll get for the auctions, and then the more the charities will benefit from it.
I love that so much, because the money is going right back here into our community. Why do you and the whole organization find it so important to give back and have initiatives like this?
Well, it's so important because, the community is what makes us succeed, right? When we're planning to have, 10,000 people come out, that's the community, right? So it's important that we give back in every way possible, whether that is through, a free jersey, or whether that's through actual dollars that are going into these great programs. It's important that we do as much as we can.
All right, we talked about the home opener. We talked about the brighter days ahead. Tell me about some scheduled opportunities for 2026, what you got planned.
Yeah, so we've we've got tons of stuff planned. Our biggest, promotion every single year is our huge fireworks. We do 9 this year, so almost every Friday this season we'll have post-game fireworks, including our great home opener, so lots of stuff going on there. And then, we'll be releasing next week our full promotional schedule, which will include a lot of the great highlights like Bark in the Park and, some exciting days for everyone at the ballpark.
And I love that. For people at home that are thinking about attending throughout the spring and summer months, what would you tell them about the game to get them to come? Because it is so exciting when you get to the stadium and you see the team play.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, baseball is such a social sport, right? It's a great time to just hang out with your friends, family, coworkers, and really what we really push is, there's something for everyone. We always like to say whether you're 5 or 95, you're going to have a blast at the ballpark because there's really something for everyone, a great social atmosphere and an exciting atmosphere, and especially for the home opener when we're expecting a sellout crowd, that's really something you can't miss.
That's right. And a reminder, if you're just joining us, so tell me about these jerseys for the home opener one more time.
First 5,000 fans in attendance will get a free Titans jersey. And what's really cool about these jerseys, they're honoring our 5th season. They got our great 5th season logo. And they're very cool. You can see up close, there's all of our logos intertwined into it. And of course, the most important part, it's got Ottawa on the back, repping the city.
Oh, I love it. But this is going to be such an exciting season. I can't wait to smash the home opener record with all the attendance coming in. Congratulations as we prepare for a brand new season, and really appreciate you coming in this morning.
Of course, happy to be here.
All right, there's some details there for the free jersey opener, May 8th. It is kind of around the corner. Start thinking about it. Tickets are on sale now. And coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, what do you need to know about gastroviruses that can impact children and adults alike? We are paging Dr. Paul to learn a little bit more. We'll take a peek outside through our Skycam on George Street, and I know a little flurry activity might not make you think about baseball, but guess what? Melissa has some excellent news in the forecast that might get you swinging the bat this weekend. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, I'm Sanaya Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barrhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barrhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford dealership, and Ontario's #1 Ford EV dealer.
Ottawa's premier foodie fundraiser is back again. Join CTV as we support Taste for Hope, benefiting Shepherds of Good Hope. Indulge in mouth-watering creations by Ottawa's top chefs and make a positive impact. Wednesday, June 3rd at Brook Street Hotel. Your support will directly contribute to supportive housing programs and help those experiencing homelessness in our community. For more information and ticket details, head to tasteforhopeottawa.ca.
Come on in. I'm Rosie Edda.
At the halfway point, I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
And we're going to get right to our news headlines this morning, and we are going to begin with breaking news. 10 people have been killed in a mass shooting at a northern BC secondary school in the small town of Tumbler Ridge, shattering the small community of barely 2,400 people.
Right now, information is very limited as police do their work, and the RCMP has asked for patience as they work through methodically to ensure that they are supporting families and getting to the bottom of what happened.
RCMP say that they received a report of an active shooter at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School early Tuesday afternoon. When police entered the school, they found several victims along with the suspected shooter who was dead. In total, 7 people were killed in the violence at the school, plus the shooter. 2 more victims were found dead inside a home. Police say approximately 25 other people are being assessed and triaged at the local medical center with non-life-threatening injuries.
We're still investigating the nature of all those injuries and the weapons that may or may not have been involved.
Other students and staff at the school were able to evacuate safely. Residents of Tumbler Ridge were told to stay inside their homes after an emergency alert went out early in the afternoon. It was a lockdown that lasted for more than 4 hours. Condolences are pouring in from across the country, including from Prime Minister Mark Carney, who says he is devastated. Carney has canceled his international travel as the federal government responds to the tragedy.
A Carlington restaurant owner is sounding the alarm after multiple break-ins over the past week alone. The owner says she now fears for her safety and the safety of her staff, with no one in custody after a series of robberies. Security camera footage from earlier this month sent to CTV News Ottawa shows a criminal inside stealing the drawer from the cash register. The owner says this was the first of 5 break-ins. Others happened on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and again yesterday morning. The owner says police were called each time, but no arrests have been made, and now she can't sleep. We've agreed not to show her face as she is concerned for her safety.
I call the police every day, and then I don't even know should I call or not. Every time I give them evidence from the photo and from the videos. Yeah, but I'm still waiting. Yeah, it makes me really worried, and I just can't focus on doing things. It's very hard for me.
Ottawa police were not available for an interview, but a spokesperson says the investigation into these incidents is ongoing and officers are following all available leads.
Ontario Premier Doug Ford is doubling down on keeping American liquor off the shelves following recent comments from President Trump.
I encourage people not to back off on it. This is key that we even double down if we have to. We're the largest purchaser of alcohol in the entire world.
The comments come after Trump criticized the Ontario government's ban of American liquor. The ban has been ongoing since last year in response to U.S. tariffs on Canadian goods. Ford says he is not backing off and that he wants Trump to remove his tariffs. New data is shining a light on the number of federal government employees found guilty of misconduct or wrongdoing. According to the government, between April 2024 and March of 2025, there were more than 2,600 cases, resulting in 145 public servants being fired and another 783 suspended without pay. Others received written reprimands or other disciplinary measures. Some were sleeping on duty, while others violations were a little bit more serious, such as workplace violence and privacy breaches. The most terminations were reported by the Canada Revenue Agency.
An Eastern Ontario mayor is slamming the government's return to office policy for federal public servants. In a post on social media, North Grenville Mayor Nancy Beckford writes, this policy once again reveals the clear bias for employing people living in the city instead of outerlying communities like North Grenville. She adds, it will have the effect of significantly narrowing the talent pool for federal public servants. Beckford says many public servants in her community will now face a daily commute of up to 3 hours. Unions are also pushing back on the policy change, but the government says it will promote collaboration.
And turning now to the Olympics, here's what's coming up this morning. Competing for gold is the women's moguls in the freestyle skiing. Up next is men's luge at noon, and then men's speed skating. Let's take a look at the Olympic standing, shall we? Norway in the lead with 6 gold medals, Germany with 3, Sweden with 3, and Canada has yet to win a gold. And I say that has yet, but it is on the way.
And sticking with the Winter Games, it was a rough game as the Canadian women's hockey team fell 5-0 to the United States in Olympic women's hockey.
Canada didn't play with captain Marie-Philippe Poulin, who had a lower body injury in the previous night's 5-1 win over the Czechs. Brianne Jenner stepped in Poulin's absence.
Tuesday's game was the first meeting of the arch rivals since the U.S. completed the 4-game rivalry series sweep December 13th in Edmonton.
Oh. No.
Hopefully we can get her back from the injury report and maybe play in some games. I think maybe morale too, right? When she goes down too, the team suffers, but I think we'll bounce back.
I think so too.
Yeah, and we played the day before, and our schedule kind of got shifted because of the flu that went through the Finland team. So, you know, I think they will rebound. But I must say, I was really shocked. I saw a bit of the game, and I was really shocked when I saw shots on goal were like 0-17 in favor of the U.S. in like the first or second. Like it was really. U.S. was dominant in the game, so they're going to have to regroup and figure out a way.
That game.
Yeah.
All I can say is it ain't over till it's over.
Absolutely,
right?
because there are some talented players on that team.
There you go.
Absolutely. Our forecast for today, we're seeing some light scattered flurries. It will be a mild day ahead, and we will see milder temperatures this week
which will continue in through next week. And we have a couple of days above that freezing mark. -8 still here in the city. These are temperatures where we're currently sitting. -1 in Kingston. Feels closer to -6 in Kingston, -14 in Ottawa. Feels like -11 out in the valley to start off your day. So we are seeing those light flurries. We started to see them overnight last night as a result of the ending of that storm where we saw just over 7 centimeters of snow. We will kind of continue to see light flurries throughout the day ahead. Not a lot of accumulation in the forecast for us. It will clear up just after midnight tonight, but we will see nice clear skies throughout the rest of your overnight and early tomorrow morning, which means sunshine on the way as we head into Thursday. So we have a beautiful sunny day, but then a little bit cloudier today and on Friday. For your recess forecast, though, all that fresh powder to go out and play with at recess after a snow day yesterday. Temperatures hovering at -8 and -7 throughout your early morning recess. In through the afternoon, we'll reach our daytime high, which is -4 later on today. So a beautiful mild day in the forecast, a great day to get outside and enjoy all that fresh snow. -4 in the valley, -2 in Bancroft, 1 for Trenton as well as in Kingston today. So some very mild temperatures to areas in the south of us. -5 is the high over in Kitigan, Zippy. Over the next couple of days, it will be quite mild, especially as we head into next week. -4 is also the high for tomorrow. Sunny skies in through your day on Thursday, then in through Friday and the weekend. We are expecting cloudier conditions to end off the work week. Sunshine is back on Saturday for Valentine's Day, a high of -1, -2 on Sunday, and next week temperatures above that freezing mark. On the roads, a collision is causing delays on Highway 15 near Franktown. Eastbound on the 417, slowdowns at the 416 split in through Maitland, and heading west on the Queensway, also congestion between Hunt Club and Nicholas. Westbound on the 174, we're seeing buildup at 10th Line Road in through Montreal Road.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. 1-800-JUSTICE.
We are paging Dr. Paul to learn what we need to know about the dreaded gastrovirus. Norovirus has impacted this year's Olympic Games, causing disruptions after some of the women's hockey teams experienced norovirus outbreaks. Let's bring in Dr. Paul with more on this today. Good morning to you, Dr. Paul.
Good morning, Rosie.
Yes, this is very on topic here today, talking about gastroenteritis.
Exactly.
Now, it's common, but what is it?
Basically, it is an infection of the stomach and the intestines, and you basically get it by ingesting whatever germ it is, and it causes diarrhea and vomiting. I mean, it's gross, it's uncomfortable. Good news is that it's viral in most situations, and it goes away on its own, but it can cause discomfort and can spread very easily. Norovirus is one of the causes of gastroenteritis, and I thought we'd talk about it today because it's in the news.
Yes.
But there's other causes of gastro as well. But particularly this norovirus is very interesting. It was called the Norwalk virus because it was discovered in Norwalk, Ohio, in the United States. Now they've changed the name. And we find it really in tight spaces. So team dressing rooms, right? Cruise ships, the famous outbreaks in cruise ships, long-term care retirement homes, daycares. I've got a lot of daycares in my area that are an outbreak, long-term care retirement homes, where people congregate because it spreads very easily. And it spreads really a difference. A flu, look at it, respiratory infection, usually you breathe it in. This type of infection, you have to swallow it. It sounds gross, but it's invisible. So you touch a contaminated surface, somebody didn't wash their hands after going to the bathroom, you touch it, and you can swallow the germ and get those infections.
So the germs that are out there are really confined to mainly, they're coming from the washroom?
Yes,
is it fecal matter?
It's fecal and vomiting. And vomitus, And so, again, it's gross, but like I said, that's why we talk about washing your hands. And then if you have an outbreak or if you have people in your home that have a gastro, make sure that you disinfect all the surfaces, you know, the sink, the toilets, and all that. Wash your hands very, very often. And especially with young children in daycares, we tell parents, when you change your diapers, make sure you wash your hands
Wash your hands.
Exactly. And that's the best way to prevent it.
This germ that lives, that causes the virus, must be quite powerful. Does it live very long on surfaces?
Some of them can live up to 12 hours. This one lives about 4 to 6 hours.
Okay.
So you don't know, what's been there, right? So that's why we say wash your hands before and after you touch your face, meals and so on. But it's quite important to know that gastroenteritis is, again, it's a viral and it causes vomiting, diarrhea, and we're worried about dehydration. That's the thing that we worry about.
Of course.
Really.
What do you have to watch out for? Because it's happened at the Olympic Games. It can be common, as you said, in daycare, so you may be able to see it in children. What do you have to look out for in terms of symptoms?
Very good question. So vomiting, diarrhea, and that's one thing. But what we want to know is the child hydrating? So is the child being able, because what's happening, you're losing liquid by vomiting or diarrhea, and we want it's a catch-up game. Are you catching up enough? Is the child drinking enough not to become dehydrated? And so you're looking for signs of dehydration. So in young children, they don't cry, they don't have tears anymore in young babies. Their lips and mouth is dry inside. They're listless. And in younger babies, they urinate less frequently. So usually you have 4 to 6 wet diapers a day, but it's less so if a child is dehydrated.
I see.
So those are signs of dehydration. And a lot of parents tell me, what do I do? Well, try giving liquid. Obviously, if they vomit, make sure that you wait a bit and give it again. Don't give water. That's the other thing. Don't give water. You need to give something like Pedialyte, Gastrolyte, those type of things that have electrolytes and salt in them. That's the thing. Now, unfortunately, some children, and adults for that matter, but some children become so dehydrated, Rosie, that they need to be admitted to the hospital. So those are the signs that I was telling you. They're listless. You could tell their mouth is dry. They don't have any tears. They're not urinating frequently. They're not themselves. And then, unfortunately, they need to get intravenous rehydration. Good news is that even with that, most children recover very nicely, and no treatment other than that is required.
Okay, but how do you treat gastrovirus?
Not much to do, really. There's really no treatment. There's no antibiotic.
No antibiotics.
If it's a viral illness, it really is making sure. The trick is the catch-up game. Are we drinking? Is it in more than out? If it's out more than in, then you got to make sure you're watching the child, particularly the younger children, because they can dehydrate very quickly. Again, most children goes away on its own.
How long?
A couple of days, 2-3 days maximum, and then it goes away. If it persists longer than that, if they have blood in their stool or other symptoms that are different or making the child unwell, go to the hospital.
Dr. Paul, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you very much. All right, Valentine's Day is around the corner, but we will show you that it doesn't only have to be romantic. This one is for all the pals in your life. Our guest, Christian Dare, standing by in the Your Morning Ottawa Lounge, and we're going to be talking about all things Palentine coming up after the break. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam, a rather overcast start to your day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Saving lives is what they do. February is Heart Month, and together we can support the University of Ottawa Heart Institute in providing world-class cardiac care. For almost 50 years, our community has played a critical role in advancing the Institute's life-saving work. Your donation will support groundbreaking research, innovative patient care, education, and prevention. To learn more, visit FebruaryIsHeartMonth.ca.
Proudly sponsored by CTV.
Valentine's Day doesn't only have to be for romantic love. Did you know that February 13th is actually Galentine's Day, or as we like to call it, Palentine's Day, celebrating all forms of love? And here to help us out is Christian Dare this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning. It's that week where everyone talks about love and Valentine's Day, and I want everyone to feel the love. So let's do something for everyone, right?
I absolutely love this idea because not everybody has a romantic partner. And I remember when I was single, I always felt so left out.
Yeah, no, there's lots of fun things to do.
I love it.
So first, we are going to talk about those people with partners.
Yes, okay.
Does your husband have a honey-do list?
No.
Oh, but you know what a honey-do list is, right?
I do not.
So a honey-do list, someone tell me about this. It's basically, honey, can you do this?
Oh, I love that.
Clean out the gutters, mow the lawn, paint this, paint that.
And you know what? He does have a honey-do list.
So apparently most men don't get this done.
Okay.
So I say the gift you can do this year is actually hire out TaskRabbit.
Oh.
So I don't know if you know TaskRabbit. You can get them to do everything from fixing your plumbing to emptying out your gutters to winterizing your home. There are 90 different communities. So literally you can check off that list and get it done.
I love that.
So literally you're like, what do I get my wife? Maybe doing the things you were supposed to have done all year for her.
Absolutely.
But I will not let you off the hook.
Okay.
He also should make you dinner.
Oh.
So it's a perfect example. Once you get that list checked off, why not make a romantic dinner? I stopped by the local Farm Boy because they make it really, really easy. I know you agree with
Farm
me.
Boy's the
They've got
best.
amazing homemade pastas and sauces. They even do these like beautiful little cookies. They even have non-alcoholic cocktails now.
I know.
So you really can pretend you heat it all up, and he can be like, look, I made dinner. And you can both pretend you don't know it's from Farm Boy because it will taste homemade, right?
Absolutely. And let
They
me
even
look
have
at
roses.
these little cookies. I know, Farm Boy is a great pot. Like, I mean, look at this. This is just adorable.
Classic shape. You can pretend you made them at home. They taste delicious.
So now we have our honeydew, honey done.
Honeydew, honey done.
Honeydew, honey done. What's up
so
next?
up next, for the pals that are makers. Like a lot of my friends like to make things. I have friends who have baking parties, so I thought,
love that.
why not have a baking party? You literally can have all friends come over, make different types of cupcakes, decorate them together, and then when they leave, everyone gets different flavors.
Oh, I love that.
So I made a bunch. These ones I did not make because I couldn't bring them on the train, but I did make some the other weekend with friends. I picked up this Hamilton Beach mixer. What I love is it's actually so cute and small, but it still does a lot. You can get it at Walmart. Really, really easy to have a bunch of them lined up and everyone bakes together and then enjoys together,
And
right?
then you have all the sprinkles and everybody gets to decorate. This is even a fun activity to do with your kids.
Exactly.
Right?
And then literally as they leave, everyone can leave with different cupcakes,
so
with
fun.
different flavors, different icings. Easy, easy, easy.
Okay, I love it. Let's talk about a sleepover party.
Sleepover, yeah. I remember in high school, I mean, maybe not everyone, I mean, I don't think the boys did this, but the gays and the gals did this. We had sleepovers all the time.
I had lots of sleepovers,
So literally, I'd
absolutely.
say put on some classic old rom-com comedies,
Yeah.
wear your PJs, do some spa treatments, some popcorn. I picked this all up at Marshall's. They've got great home stuff, great beauty stuff, even like friendship bracelets you could all make together.
I love this.
Super, super cute and easy just to like spend the night gossiping and watching old movies, right?
Oh my goodness, do some face masks,
Yes.
you know, have a little bit of fun. I love it. I probably mess my hair, but that's okay.
And then last but not least, we can't forget the bros.
We cannot.
Bromance is huge these days.
It is,
and we have to let
absolutely.
them do that. And I know a lot of men love to share their feelings when they don't know they are, i.e. playing sports.
Okay, yes.
So I say instead of getting them to go outside and play hardcore sports, bring in some old school kid ones like air hockey, table tennis, that sort of stuff, just so they can get together, have fun, chat, and just like relax a little, right?
Have a good time. Absolutely. I love it. Okay, now I know you always have a game for us.
Always have a game. So I was thinking the Olympics are on. What Olympic sport could we play?
I mean, figure skating is the one sport that I think I could potentially
So
do.
I invented a new sport where literally it's like an indoor snowball fight where literally I'm going to ask you to throw balls at my face.
Okay.
So don't worry, wear protection.
You are protected.
Look,
I love
it's like
it.
I'm
Okay.
in the Winter Olympics.
So am I trying to
and
get
your
it to your
goal
hat?
is to try and get them to stick to my toque to see how many you can do.
Okay, so there is some little Velcro on
Yeah, you
these
just do
ping pong balls.
table tennis balls with Velcro.
You're trusting me, right,
Yes.
Christian?
Oh.
Okay, close.
See the
Oh, so close. It hit the head.
Oh.
Oh, goodness.
I don't
Okay.
know.
Maybe
Will
we'll
may
try
have done
pink.
this better. Oh,
Yay!
yay!
I got one. Can you feel it stick?
Yes, I did feel it stick.
Oh, too hard.
And then, of course, oh, you got at least one.
I got one.
You should have a medal ceremony for it. Look at you, gold winner chicken dinner.
With 1 point. I love it so much. I love that I go win gold with just 1 point. Thank you so much for joining us today. So many great ideas for romantic Valentine's Day. We got your galentines, your palantines, and your bromance.
Yeah,
I
just
loved
spread
it.
the love this week.
Oh, thank you so much, Christian, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Rosie.
Nice work, Melissa. Coming up on Your Morning Ottawa. Canada Post is honoring Canadian hip-hop trailblazer Mishimi, and she joins us live in the 8 o'clock hour to tell us about what the honor means to her. That is just ahead.
Welcome back, everybody. It is milestone time, and today is Wednesday, February 11th. Let's kick it off with a happy 6th birthday. Ryland, love the Miller family. We got a happy 5th birthday to Eller. Lots of love from Mommy, Daddy, your little sister Eddie, your grandparents, and your fur sisters. Very important. And you got a milestone, celebrate it with us here at Your Morning Ottawa. For kids celebrating a birthday 13 or younger, or 100 or more, or wedding anniversaries 50 or more, just email us ottawa.milestones@ctv.ca, and we will share that with all of you here on our show. Stay with us, friends. We'll be right back.
It's Wednesday, February 11th.
This is a devastating and unimaginable tragedy. We can't imagine what the community is going through.
Shock and disbelief nationwide after Canada's deadliest school shooting in decades leaves 10 people killed and dozens more injured in British Columbia.
A local business owner says she is fearing for her safety after a string of break-ins at her Maryville shop area.
And Canada Post is honoring Canadian hip-hop trailblazer Michie Mee. She joins us live this hour. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Good morning. Just after 8 o'clock, welcome. I'm Rosie Edden.
I'm Willa Yellow.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
And we're going to start with our news headlines this morning. And we do begin with some breaking news to bring you that has left a nation in a state of shock and horror. 10 people in a mass shooting are now dead at a northern BC secondary school in the town of Tumbler Ridge, shattering the small community of barely 2,400 people.
This is a devastating and unimaginable tragedy. We can't imagine what the community is going through. But I know it's causing us all to hug our kids a little bit tighter tonight.
The RCMP says it received a report of an active shooter at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School early Tuesday afternoon. When police entered the school, they found several victims along with the suspected shooter who was found dead. In total, 7 people were killed at the school, plus the shooter. 2 more victims were found dead inside a nearby home. Police say 25 other people are being assessed and triaged at the local medical center with non-life-threatening injuries.
We're still investigating the nature of all those injuries and the weapons that may or may not have been involved.
Female with brown hair.
Other students and staff at the school were able to evacuate safely. Residents of Tumbler Ridge were told to stay inside their homes after an emergency alert went out early in the afternoon, a lockdown that lasted for more than 4 hours. Condolences are pouring in from across the country, including from Prime Minister Mark Carney, who says he is devastated. Carney has canceled his international travel as the federal government responds to the tragedy.
A Carlington restaurant owner is sounding the alarm after multiple break-ins over the past week alone. The owner says she now fears for her safety and the safety of her staff, with no one in custody after a spree of robberies. Security camera footage from earlier this month sent to CTV News Ottawa shows a criminal inside stealing the drawer from the cash register. The owner says this was the first of 5 break-ins. Others happened on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and again yesterday morning. The owner says police were called each time, but no arrests have been made, and now she can't sleep. We've agreed not to show her face as she is concerned for her safety.
I call the police every day, and then I don't even know should I call or not. Every time I give them evidence from the photo and from the videos. Yeah, but I'm still waiting. Yeah, it makes me really worried, and I just can't focus on doing things. It's very hard for me.
Ottawa police were not available for an interview, but a spokesperson says the investigation into these incidents is ongoing and officers are following all available leads.
New data is shining a light on the number of federal government employees found guilty of misconduct or wrongdoing. According to the government, between April 2024 and March 2025, there were more than 2,600 cases, resulting in 145 public servants being fired and another 783 suspended without pay. Others received written reprimands or other disciplinary measures. Some were sleeping on duty, while other violations are more serious, such as workplace violence and privacy breaches. The most terminations were reported by the Canada Revenue Agency.
An Eastern Ontario mayor is slamming the government's return to office policy for federal public servants. In a post on social media, North Grenville Mayor Nancy Beckford writes, this policy once again reveals the clear bias for employing people living in the city instead of outer-lying communities like North Grenville. She adds, it'll have the effect of significantly narrowing the talent pool for federal public servants.
Turning now to the Olympics, here's what's coming up this morning. Competing for some gold is the women's moguls in the freestyle skiing. Fingers crossed for them. Up next is men's luge, and at noon, men's speed skating. Let's take a look at the Olympic leaderboard, shall we? Norway leading the pack with 6 gold medals. Germany has 3, Sweden as well. Canada, no golds yet, but fingers are crossed we can get one in the days and hours ahead.
And one of the most iconic figures in Hollywood is taking a trip down memory lane.
Ah, yes. The Muppets Go Hollywood. I was going for a Roman Greek goddess look, which, as you can imagine, was not much of a stretch. Just one.
Who other than Miss Piggy? Sharing her life and looks for the latest episode in the Vogue series. She broke down 16 fashion moments dating all the way back to 1979 until now.
Work it, Miss Piggy. Okay, and who could forget her 2014 wedding gown from Vivienne Westwood? It was called the court dress and was inspired by the 17th century English royalty.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Ageless, Miss Piggy.
Love
How
that.
do you do it?
She's got the knowledge, she's got the vintage, she's got the now. Always listen to Miss Piggy.
Yeah, and does she still have that hi-ya? Right? When you make her mad, she'll like cut you off right then and there.
You know what's in there, tucked down deep inside.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Our forecast today, we're going to see a stretch of milder conditions on the way. So we have a nice mild day today, and it's going to last in through next week. Yes, I'm very excited about this. Finally, a day that I don't have to say minus in front of it as we head into our 7-day forecast. Not today, though. -4 is our high this afternoon. We will see the sun set around 5:23 p.m. later on this afternoon. -8 is where we're sitting right now here in the city. However, with the wind chill, feels closer to -14 this hour. So these are temperatures with the wind chill. Feels like -6 in Kingston, -7 right now in Brockville, -11 is how it feels currently out in the valley. So we're seeing some scattered flurries out there this morning. We started seeing that in the overnight. We'll continue to see that right through until about midnight tonight. Just before midnight is when these scattered flurries will clear up. Bit of a cloudier day for us as well as we head into this Wednesday, but then we do have sunshine on the way as we head into Thursday. So a beautiful sunny day for tomorrow, and that sun will stick around in through the weekend forecast. Highs today of -4, so fairly average for this time of the year. Same with in Pembroke, -2 in Bancroft. 1 for Trenton as well as in Kingston this afternoon. So some very mild conditions in areas to the south of us. Areas to the north of us, -5 in Kittaginsibi as well as in Mont-Tremblant. So over the next couple of days, we will see very mild conditions on the way. It will stay above seasonal over the next 7 days. -4 for tomorrow. Nice and sunny, so we will get to see some sunshine for Thursday. Beautiful day to get outside. As we head into the weekend, of course, the last weekend of Winterlude, temperatures very mild, so a beautiful weekend for Winterlude. Of course, skating on the canal as well. -2 for Friday, -1 on Saturday. Lots of sunshine as we head into next week. Mild temperatures on the way, especially on Tuesday with a high of 2 degrees. On your roads this hour, here's a live look at your time saver traffic. So just remember that we do have snow-covered roads this morning from all that snow we did see yesterday, where we received about 7.4 centimeters of snow in the forecast. So we are still seeing slippery driving conditions. The highway is looking fairly decent this hour. We just have some collisions. Westbound Blackburn Hamlet bypass is reduced to 1 lane at Innis because of a disabled vehicle. It's slow at Terry Fox in through Montreal Road and Maitland on the eastbound 417, and we're also heading west in the Queensway, congestion between Hunt Club and Parkdale this hour.
Senators Nation, are you ready to feel the thrill? Get your game face on because guess what? We're giving away the ultimate hockey experience. Now picture this, you, 3 friends, right in the heart of the action with premium 100-level tickets. You could win a 4-pack of 100-level seats to watch your Ottawa Senators battle it out against the New York Islanders on Tuesday, March 19th at the CTC. To enter for your chance to win these unbelievable seats, visit ctvottawa.ca right now, and they are about to go back on that nice winning run right before the Olympic break. You don't want to miss out on this chance. Let's take a peek outside through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam, and still a little bit of snowfall on the ground, but milder days ahead. Springtime, I see ya. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Today's snow report brought to you by Somme Edelweiss, where happiness falls from the sky.
It is ski and snowboard conditions time. We are highlighting Edelweiss today. 3 of 5 lifts open. Look at those runs. 100 100% of the runs open. Thank you, Mother Nature, for the snowfall. Now we turn down the coldness a little bit. Here's a look across the board. Mount Cascade, 4 of 6. Calabogie Peaks, woo, another 100%. 3 of 3. 19 runs open. Vorlage, 3 of 4. Camp Fortune looking good, again, with that snowfall we've seen over the last couple of days. And some sunshine in the future, both for Valentine's Day and Family Day. A perfect opportunity to hit the slopes.
JS here again. For the best possible Learn to Ski experience, visit our terrain-based learning facilities here at Summit Edelweiss.
I'm the Jamaican, taking charge and living large and big time. Going for mine, I just barge in your area. Breaking the barrier, making it merrier. You cheer me when you hear me and boost your stereo up.
She is known as Canada's first hip-hop superstar, bringing Jamaican patois into her rhymes. And now, Michimi, along with Maestro Fresh West and Quebec rap group Muzian, have each been honored with a Canada Post stamp. Joining me now to talk about this honor is hip-hop trailblazer Michimi. Welcome and good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. Even just listening to your song, it's already made my day better just with a few bars. I love that so much. Can you talk about the honor that you've received? Because it is fantastic.
This honor is amazing. It's recognizing hip-hop, that we have a place in the hip-hop history right here in Canada, and it has honored 3 of the most amazing Canadian artists right now. There's a whole bunch of trailblazers, but we got Muzian, myself, and Maestro Fresh West with these beautiful stamps honored. Thank you, Canada Post, for honoring us and recognizing that we are part of the fabric of Canadian music in hip-hop and proving that it was a genre. And we have very talented Canadian hip-hop artists.
And you said it right. You know, you are a trailblazer, and you've been rapping since the 80s. Can you talk a little bit about the friction that you might have faced as a female rapper at that time?
Well, it was hard just, you know, being the woman, the woman leading the way, so to speak, in terms of the international connection. The golden era artists that we know today, a lot of them were my friends, were very grassroots. Men were my bodyguards. So it was very, you know, it was hard just planting my feet firm and letting them understand that I was vocal and I'm a writer and I'm a performer and all those other barriers that went on. And just to prove that hip hop was in Canada. We didn't have the grassroots story that America may have had, but we did have stories. And we wanted to be a part of the entire fabric and the entire scene, and that's what we did.
You know, through your collaborations, you must have learned so much from each other, especially as you were all going through it and dealing with challenging times. What have you learned from those collaborations and experience-wise, and how did that create you as an artist as you moved forward through your journey?
I learned you have to have patience. You have to build relationships. You have to make sure that you stick to what you believe in. You have to write your songs. You have to, and if you don't write your songs, you have to be able to deliver them as an artist. You have to pick a team. You can't do it alone. You definitely need people that are on your side, so to speak, that can help you, guide you in the many ways, whether it's doing a video, doing, networking with other artists across the world, because hip hop has grown so much. So there's so many ways that you can get yourself out there, and you need to have people that are willing to help you. And that's what we did.
You know, you have worked so hard and you've stayed true to what you believe in, which I think is one of the many reasons why you've had so much success. There's probably so many artists and future musicians that look up to you. What would be your message to them as they go along this really tough journey?
Save your money. It will save you. Keep your day job. Our infrastructure in Canada, this side of the border, is different than around the world. You will find your way. Make sure that you believe in your art. Make sure you believe in yourself. Create. Don't be afraid. Be fearless. Stand firm. Just overstand everything that you believe in, and just follow through. Following through is the main part, because a lot of people have ideas, a lot of people know people, but they don't follow through. So you have to be able to follow through.
You know, you suggested, write your songs, stay true to yourself. Are there certain lyrics in some certain songs that still to this day, when you perform them or you hear them, it brings you back? Some that really stand out where these are powerful words that I've written and that maybe got you through some times and you think about it. Can you talk about some of that?
Oh, absolutely. Don't Want to Be Your Slave. That was an amazing collaboration with myself and Philosopher King, John Levine. Estero sang on the hook, co-written with Jellystone. that is just, it was a whole bunch of us creating. So that was a song that every time I perform it, it brings back a lot of memories. Jamaican funk, Canadian style. Come on. I was trying to tell the world that I was Jamaican, living in Canada, bombarding the US marketplace, and just letting them know that, Jamaicans had even had a place in creating of hip hop. And I wanted to prove who I was from Canada and let that resonate with hip hop.
I love that. And as you look to the future and beyond, what's next for you?
Movies and films, and this memoir, this book, I'm writing in detail, just the journey of how Canadians really set a table and a place for us in hip hop history, period, around the world. And shouts out to Beat Factory, because I couldn't have done it without the great Beat Factory.
And again, being honored with the Canada Post stamp, so amazing. Mishmi, thank you so much for joining us this morning and sharing your journey.
Thanks for having me, Ottawa.
And congratulations. Enjoy wherever you are. It looks a little warmer than we are here, so I'm a little jealous, but I think you deserve it.
I won't talk about it.
Take care.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the honor, Canada Post. Really appreciate it. I'm going to spread the word.
Well deserved. Oh, so amazing. This is what we need on this Wednesday morning to get you through the rest of the week. Just take a second, listen, and enjoy the rest of the commercial.
Either you're jealous or your man's running after me. You see me walk and talk, you make faces.
Well, Valentine's Day is just a few days away, and sometimes those gifting moments can be left until the last minute. And here with the local and national business, Bloomex Canada, to chat about options for sending flowers to your loved ones for Valentine's Day, we have Allison Boudreau. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Okay, let's talk about it. Valentine's Day just a couple days away. Don't have to worry quite yet, but soon enough. Tell us about Bloomex.
So Bloomex is a national flower delivery company. It started out as a tiny little flower shop in Toronto, and then, the internet happened.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, oh, well, maybe we should try and figure out how to do this online. And so then Bloomex transitioned into more of an e-commerce business and flower delivery all across the country, and we have locations all across the country.
Oh, and we're seeing some beautiful deliveries. Of course, it's always nice to spoil your Valentine on Valentine's Day. You're going to show us some of the top things that you can find for Valentine's Day, starting with the classics.
Yes, exactly. So our most popular bouquet for Valentine's Day, I thought we could take a look together, is a dozen red roses.
Beautiful.
So it's like, your classic symbol of love and all of that. So, oh no, they're trapped.
Are they attached here? Do you need some help getting off the ribbon?
Yes. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
It's just
some force.
It's just real life.
Yeah, no,
right
absolutely.
Here. So
Beautiful. So
how
these
do they
are
smell?
The classics. I mean, stunning. Absolutely gorgeous.
So we can unwrap it and put it in a vase if you want to look at those.
And try not to stab myself.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the tip in terms of keeping your roses looking healthy and lasting long?
This is a good question. So you want to make sure that you cut the stems on an angle.
Okay.
And then so you can see they come in foam, and that's so that, as they're delivered, they're still fresh.
Okay, so cut them on an angle.
If we were doing this to keep in our house, we would cut them on an angle and put them in fresh water, and they would come with flower food if you're not doing a morning show.
Okay.
And then you'd put the flower food in.
And how much do you want to cut off the bottom?
It's really up to you. So if you want to have the ratio.
So it depends on the length.
It's the cutting that does the trick, not how much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. So we have your classics. What's up next? Our florist choice?
Florist choice. So this is one of the most fun ones, I think, is that, we have all of these florists that are, floral experts at each of our locations. And they take all of the freshest, kind of nicest.
Stunning.
So you can see you have your daisies, your carnations, some greenery, some roses in there too. Very Valentine's-y.
And has a totally different smell than just the roses, right? Is it the daisies that I'm also smelling with them? Oh my gosh,
that's a good question.
Beautiful.
I'm not sure.
That smells so good.
There we go.
Just a little bit different. And now, would you do the same care? Would you want to cut the stems of these ones?
You would, yes.
Okay.
So, and the flower food and all
on
of that fun stuff.
And what temperature water are we using for our flowers?
I always like kind of doing the lukewarm.
Yeah.
When we're at our different locations, we keep them in the fridge, so cool is good.
Okay.
But yeah, I think really as long as you're getting them in water quickly, that's really the key.
And do you need to change out the water at all?
Yeah, change them out. Like when you see them get dirty, it's Valentine's Day. We're getting all of our we've been getting our flowers in the last couple days, so they should be coming really fresh to you. So you're going to be able to keep them for a while.
Oh my goodness, so beautiful. Okay, last but not least, you have a bit of a gift bag for us.
I do. So I have a gift basket and we have some add-ons. So like you could say like, yes, I would like for you to have some chocolate too, because I don't know what kind of sweet tooth you have, but I would definitely be happy to get some chocolate.
Little stuffy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, these are so cute. So you can do add-ons with these as well.
Exactly. You can customize a Valentine's card. Tell them truly how much you love them. If you call the Bloomex number, then you can, you know, really customize the message a little bit further.
I love that. So fun.
And then here's just a little gift basket. This one's, you know, one of our more popular ones. You can see it's like for the serious chocoholic in your life.
Beautiful.
So, and get all of the different chocolate. There's some Lindt in there. There's some Waterbridge. So we're getting some Canadian businesses.
So you really
Lindt,
have
but
it all for
Waterbridge.
Valentine's Day. You have your classics, you have some flowers, you have the stuffies, the chocolates, a little bit of everything. Now, most importantly, when do people need to get their orders in order to have it delivered for Valentine's Day?
If you go to bloomex.ca right now, you can book an order to be delivered on Valentine's Day. So you could book right now for that Saturday delivery.
Yeah.
If you want, if you forget and you keep forgetting and you keep forgetting again, you can book on Saturday up until 1 o'clock for same-day delivery in those major city centers. So in Ottawa, you can book right up until 1 o'clock on Saturday.
But you risk that you may not be able to get what you want because things may sell out.
Exactly.
Okay, so best to be early and get on it. So today's a great day and you can choose delivery for Saturday kind of at whatever time is available.
And you'll be so proud of yourself for planning ahead.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us today and showing us some beautiful things that you can find for Valentine's Day.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Will.
Full disclosure, I am a former client and it worked perfectly. Plan ahead. All right, coming up, we are exploring the art of the charcuterie board. Oh, now we're talking. A delightful and versatile centerpiece, perfect for any gathering. And you know what? We're going to dive right into all the delicious food. But for now, we take a peek back outside through our sky cam. Not a lot of sunshine today, but milder temperatures in the afternoon. And that's just a taste of what's to come. Happy Wednesday, everybody. We'll be right back.
Good morning. Welcome. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
And we're going to get right to our news headlines this morning. And we've given us some breaking news. 10 people have been killed in a mass shooting at a northern BC secondary school in the small town of Tumbler Ridge, shattering the small community of barely 2,400 people.
Right now, information is very limited as police do their work. And the RCMP has asked for patience as they work through methodically to ensure that they are supporting families and getting to the bottom of what happened.
RCMP say that they received a report of an active shooter at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School early Tuesday afternoon. When police entered the school, they found several victims along with the suspected shooter who was dead. In total, 7 people were killed in the violence at the school, plus the shooter, and 2 more victims were found dead inside a home nearby. Police say approximately 25 other people are being assessed and triaged at the local medical center with non-life-threatening injuries.
We're still investigating the nature of all those injuries and the weapons that may or may not have been involved.
Other students and staff at the school were able to evacuate safely. Residents of Tumbler Ridge were told to stay inside their homes after an emergency alert went out early in the afternoon, a lockdown that lasted for more than 4 hours. Condolences are pouring in from across the country, including our Prime Minister, Mark Carney, who says that he's devastated. Carney has canceled his international travel as the federal government responds to the tragedy.
Police are investigating the deaths of 3 people in Quebec's Kitigan-Zibi community. Local police responded to a call at a home on Kitchimikan Street just after 2 a.m. this morning. 1 person was pronounced dead at the scene. 2 people were found seriously injured, but later died in hospital. The Sûreté du Québec will lead the investigation into the deaths in collaboration with local police.
Ontario Premier Doug Ford is doubling down on keeping American liquor off the shelves following recent comments from U.S. President Donald Trump.
I encourage people not to back off on it. This is key that we even double down if we have to. We're the largest purchaser of alcohol in the entire world.
The comments come after Trump criticized the Ontario government's ban of American liquor. The ban has been ongoing since last year in response to U.S. tariffs on Canadian goods. Ford says he is not backing off and that he wants Trump to remove the tariffs.
An Eastern Ontario mayor is slamming the government's return to office policy for federal public servants. In a post on social media, North Grenville Mayor Nancy Peckford writes, this policy once again reveals the clear bias for employing people living in the city instead of outerlying communities like North Grenville. She adds, it will have the effect of significantly narrowing the talent pool for federal public servants. Turning now to the Olympics, here's what's coming up this morning. Men's luge hits the ice just before noon. Competing for gold, the men's speed skating lace up their skates, and this afternoon, tune in to catch the figure skaters. Here's a look at the Olympic standings. We've got Norway leading the pack with 6 gold medals, then Germany with 3, Sweden with 3 as well, and Canada has yet to win a gold, but it is still very early on in the games.
And sticking with the Winter Olympics, it was a rough game as the Canadian women's hockey team fell 5-0 to the United States in Olympic women's hockey.
Canada didn't play with captain Marie-Philippe Poulin, who had a lower body injury in the previous night's 5-1 win over the Czechs. Brianne Jenner stepped in Poulin's absence.
Yeah, tough to see her leave the game. Tuesday's game was the first meeting of the arch rivals since the U.S. completed a 4-game rivalry series sweep December 13th in Edmonton. Hopefully they can turn things around, get over that loss, and get right back on track. Yeah,
absolutely.
We got your back.
Yeah,
we're behind you.
There you go.
Right. We have faith. And in your forecast today, we're going to see milder temperatures, which will continue in through next week. And we even have a couple of days that I don't have to say minus.
Yay!
I can just say 2. Believe it. It is happening. We're finally seeing some milder conditions. Flurries this morning into the afternoon. And yes, a mild day today. Not quite above the freezing mark today, but we do have some conditions above the freezing mark in the 7-day forecast. -8 still here in the city, so we haven't moved temperature-wise throughout your morning hours. -1 in Kingston, -4 in Brockville this morning. It feels closer to -6 for Kingston. Brockville feels closer to -13 for us here in Ottawa as well as in Montreal. So we're seeing some scattered flurries this morning. We will see some of these light flurries throughout the day ahead, not of a lot of accumulation, so we don't have to worry about getting another 7 centimeters of snow like we saw yesterday. Everything will clear up in the overnight tonight. Just before midnight, we will start to see these flurries disappear. So will the clouds, and we will get to see sunshine in through your Thursday forecast. A bit cloudier for Friday, but more sunshine as we head in through the weekend. So a couple of days where we will see mixed conditions in terms of sunny skies and cloudy skies. However, we have mild temps in through next week. -4 for today. Fairly average for this time of the year. However, it's going to feel mild because we really haven't seen even average conditions over the last few weeks. It's been quite cold. -2 for Bancroft, 1 for Trenton as well as in Kingston today, -4 in Petawawa as well as over in Gatineau. So over the next couple of days, again, mild conditions today and through tomorrow. -4 is the high, nice and sunny. The weekend will stay mild. Sunshine for Saturday, a little bit cloudier for Sunday. As we head into next week, 2 degrees on Tuesday.
Weather brought to you by Yeggendorf Rashid. Experience, knowledge, and a commitment to excellence.
Westburn Blackburn bypass, we have reduced to 1 lane at Innis due to a disabled vehicle, and still seeing slowdowns on the highway this morning because of slipperier driving conditions. Northbound on Woodruff reduced to 1 lane at Van due to a collision.
Perfect. Thank you.
Here we are in the Your Morning Ottawa kitchen, and we are exploring the art of the charcuterie board. With us today is Pretty Eats by Hanan to tell us what makes a great charcuterie board. Hanan Alameh, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I am doing so well. My spirits are lifted looking at this gorgeous spread. You did an amazing job.
Thank you.
Tell me about your business.
So I started last year of January 24th, 2025, and coming from a Lebanese background, we show love with feeding people. So my 2 passions is hosting and decorating. So I combined it together and created charcuterie, and I named it Pretty Eats by Hanan.
Pretty Eats by Hanan. Okay, so this is for somebody who wants like an elevated charcuterie board, an elevated eating experience. Tell us about the inspiration with the decorations. I mean, let's go through the spread here because we just saw some incredible video of your work. My mind is blown. Tell us about where the inspiration comes from and how you were able to just develop this wonderful skill.
Honestly, like I said, I love decorating. The inspiration, I wanted luxury.
Yes.
And that's how it is. When you come to my house, I want, like, I feed you the most best qualities. So, of course, I want to do that with my clients as well. Do the best thing for them. Like, feed them the best.
Yeah. Where did that come from? Did that come from mom or grandma or a family member?
My mom. She always loved decorating. She always loved decorating,
and
yes.
And then gathering around food.
Always. Like I said, being Lebanese, we gather around food.
Really. Pretty Eats by Hanan. Tell us about what you do and where you're located and how people can get in touch.
So right now I'm working from my husband's commercial kitchen with Stacked Smoked Meat and Grill restaurant.
Okay.
And hopefully later on in a few years have my own location.
Yes. Speak that into existence. Let's talk about the incredible spread that you have before us. Where do you want to start?
So we can start with here. What would you like?
Oh, wow. Let's talk about how you set this up and the inspiration. So obviously it's tiered. You've got a lot of different elements here. Talk about that you've got dairy, you've got the cheese and the meats. I mean, how do you choose?
So usually what I do with customers is they get to choose their own meats and cheese. Not everybody likes the same meats and cheese, so they get to choose the meats and cheeses, and then I combine everything else. Here I have the salamis, and I put some soft cheeses with hard cheeses as well, and like a bit of sweets, a bit of salty, a bit of jam, a bit of basically everything.
So Hanan, is that how it works? Folks can call you up, get in touch with you, and then put in an order and get fairly specific on what they want? You'll work with them on what they want.
So then they call me, I send them all my details and prices, and then they choose their meats and cheeses.
Pretty Eats by Hanan. You're on Instagram as well. That's another way. Is that a way of getting in touch? What's the best way?
Any way that's easiest for them. I have TikTok, I have Instagram, I have Facebook, I have my phone number. I have an email, so it's the best way they want to reach me.
Okay, let's move down here and talk about, well, you know, just in time for Valentine's Day. I see you've got the hearts here. Talk about that.
So here, like I said, this is salami, this is halal, so I offer also halal with baguettes and crackers, and this is vegetarian as well. So like some people say, I want vegetarian, so I can do that. I want halal, I want salamis, I want vegan, so I offer that as well.
That is wonderful. You also offer a workshop.
Yes, I do.
Can we talk about that?
Yes, so I bring in everything. I bring in the board, the meats, the mocktails, everything, and then I teach you how to make your own charcuterie board, and you can take it.
Come on. And when's the next one happening?
So the next one happening is on February 23rd at Stray Dog Brewing Company in Orleans at 7 p.m. So I'll be teaching there.
So there's still time to sign up, which is
definitely.
great.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, that is wonderful. Final one here. Ooh, it's all about the sweets here.
Yes. So Valentine's, I did a sweets board. So a bit of like brownies, Ferrero Rocher, some cookies, some like candy, marshmallows. So something for the adults and the kids all to enjoy.
Pretty Eats by Hanan. Hanan, congratulations to you. I know that you're taking on your passion, and like you said, one day maybe actually in your own brick and mortar. But right now, folks want to get in touch. They can do that. They can reach out to you, whether it's on Instagram, all different ways to do that, right?
All different ways. Like I said, whatever's easiest for them.
That is wonderful.
Thank you.
This is beautiful.
Thank you.
And you know that our crew, right? As soon as the camera goes off, they're just going to descend on this. It's absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
If you know of a great chef or restaurant you think we should feature on our show, let us know. Send us an email, yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. It's 8:42. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. Still have some light flurries happening right now. We'll be back after the break.
Ask the expert on Your Morning Ottawa. Brought to you in part by CAA Travel Insurance.
And it is time now for your Ask the Expert segment with CAA Travel Insurance. You can call in with your questions, 613-789-6559, extension 2803. Also, email us your questions, ottawa.morning@ctv.ca. And of course, you can also head for more information, insureyourtrip.ca. And Julie Buin is here this morning. We're talking about sun destinations, European destinations. Before we get to that, let's talk a little bit about Cuba.
So unfortunate, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's such a go-to destination, especially for budget travelers and for families and that sort of thing. But I think the number one thing that people have to remember is to communicate. Reach out to your airline if they haven't reached out to you. Talk to your travel insurance. Talk to your travel consultant. If you were one of the people who booked through, say, CAA or another travel consultant, they will have all the information right up to the minute. Don't try and guess. Right?
What's happening?
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but I'm sure it's going to get sorted out.
Right. Okay, so that's the first tip. Let's talk about some sun destinations. Where are Canadians going right now?
Oh my goodness. So, you know, people have really embraced this idea of the rest of the world.
Yes.
Right? As your winter destinations, you know, we're seeing a lot of travel to the Caribbean. So, you know, Bahamas, Barbados, all the Caribbean islands are still very much on trend. But we're also seeing one of my favorite places, I was there in September, was Costa Rica. Pura Vida all the way, you know, like it's such an adventurous place, and it's, you know, if you can manage your hair in that humidity, it is such a gorgeous place, and it's accessible. It's, you know,
because you're immersed in the jungle. Like, we're looking at videos. This is just stunning.
So beautiful.
Lush and tropical and
and you like quiet beaches, and you know, it's just without the crowds, right? And then of course Peru in South America is really interesting to a lot of people. Uruguay, all of these places are now suddenly, like, people are clocking it and going, okay, that seems accessible to me now.
I love that. I also hear that a lot of people are flocking to Thailand this year.
Right. I have been to Thailand many, many moons ago. It is such an incredible place. It's so colorful. The culture is incredible.
The water, I mean.
So we've got a trip that we're doing in November, which is Thailand temples and tropics. So you sort of start in the middle of the country, you're looking at the temples, and then you move over to the coast and you have this sort of beach and sand kind of experience. Those long haul destinations to like Thailand, South Korea, those places are really catching a lot of interest as well.
And as you mentioned, your CAA, you guys have been to these places. So it's really easy when someone comes to you and says, I want to go to Thailand, I'm looking for beach and sand, where do I go? You're able to say, oh, I went to this beautiful beach, this is where it is. You guys are so experienced.
So I love booking with our consultants because they're like, okay, what do you want to do? And you do your bit of research, you know, like we're journalists, so we're like, you know, I'll look into this. I'm
thinking of this place, but I don't really know. Is it what I'm looking for?
And then they're like, well, you know what, the new trend is this place, or you will find fewer crowds here, or they can get you a discount on something, or, you know, even the group travel thing, the small group travel, you could get to the front of the line at, you know, exhibits and all that sort of stuff. So it's really worthwhile to spend time with somebody who knows their business.
And it's been a bit of a winter. We've had definitely a harder winter than normal.
Yes.
Is it still okay? Like, are there still time left to book these sun destinations?
Yes, absolutely. You know, like there's so many opportunities, especially in the shoulder seasons, right? Where, you know, you start to move into spring and people are like, oh, you know what, there's still winter left apparently. You know, it's right outside our door today, you know. But even at that, you know, people are also planning ahead. We did an intention survey. 80% of Canadians want to travel within Canada.
Okay, good tip. We're going to find out if Europe is still a hot spot to visit this summer, so we'll get those details next. And of course, if you want to call in with your questions, you can call us live, 613-789-6559, extension 2803. CAA is here to answer all your questions. You can also email us yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca.
Ask the Expert on Your Morning Ottawa. Brought to you in part by CAA Travel Insurance.
And of course, if you want to get a hold of CAA, you can call them at 1-800-267-8713. You can also head to their website, insureyourtrip.ca. And Julie Buin is here from CAA Travel. And I asked earlier, Europe, is it still the hot spot on everybody's list for this summer?
It really is.
Yeah.
You know, we did our travel intention survey, and 63% of Canadians said that they were going to go to Europe. So it is definitely one of those things where it's not that far, you know, 6 to 7 hour flight to get into Europe. And then once you're there, everything is really close together.
That's right.
So you can actually plan a really walkable trip, walkable cities. You know, I'm going to Europe with my son this summer, so we're flying into Budapest, taking the train to Vienna, and then flying out of Prague. So 3 countries. We're going to be able to see a lot of different stuff and really dig into culture, right? Rather than do 20 countries in 20 days type approach.
Okay, I love that. And where are people going in Europe because it's so big? What sort of cities are people tending to go towards?
Right, so, you know, obviously people who don't want to struggle with language issues are going Scotland, England, and then very nearby are places like the Netherlands and Belgium. And we're actually doing group tours so that if you decide, okay, I would like to stack my holidays, spend more time in Europe, like once you're there, we are booking them so that they're back to back to back. So you can, you can move around a fair bit. And honestly, you get a rail pass. Everything is right there. Like
It's
Europeans
true.
have really figured out European travel.
Yeah, that was a shock to me how easy it was to even move around, fly around within Europe, and it was a lot cheaper than, you know, flying coast to coast in Canada. That's what I was so shocked about.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, you know, a lot of people speak English. It's not really a problem. Google Translate is your friend. It'll do live translations, right?
Exactly.
And it's just one of those things where I think we're waking up to the fact that our culture, you know, based as it is in so many other countries, Europe is right there. And it is so much closer than we realize and just so much more accessible.
And are people going for longer vacations than, you know, a couple weeks or a couple days?
Yeah, exactly. I was talking to your senior producer, Derek Fage, and he was saying, you know, his rule now is, you know, 15, 20 days.
Yeah.
Right? If you're going to make the effort.
Take a vacation.
Take a vacation, right? Your first and last day are travel days that, you know, you might run into problems, which, by the way, hot tip.
Okay.
We have a product called CAA Delay Pass. So you register your flight as a CAA member before you go anywhere. And if there's a delay of more than 60 minutes, you get access to a lounge or meal vouchers or whatever. And that's just a product for CAA members. So
that's incredible.
Definitely worth it.
Okay, so for people thinking, you know what, this summer I want to head to Europe, is it too late to book or is the time now?
No, now is the time. Get on it. I am actually booking for May for my own trip. So it's really not a lot of time, but everything can be done really quickly. And again, in the earlier segment, we talked about how CAA travel consultants are so knowledgeable. They are boots on the ground. They've been all those places. And we send them out into the world to look at stuff. So, you know, if you need that one-on-one guidance and input and, you know, excitement building, right? These people are passionate about travel.
I love it. Okay, last minute tip to anybody thinking about heading anywhere. What advice do you have?
Travel insurance. Travel insurance. We've seen with the Cuba thing, we've seen with other things. Travel insurance is so important. It's like having a passport. You just have to have it.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Julie, for joining us today and giving us some great sunny destinations and, of course, European destinations this summer. If you want to get a hold of CAA, you can head to their website, insureyourtrip.ca. You can also call them 1-800-267-8713.
All right, final message for our Canadian Olympics to try to get some medals. What do you got, Rosie?
Go, Canada, go, right?
I love it.
Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you right back here tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Take good care.